Welcome, everyone, to episode 54 of the CPA-fol podcast. First episode, first live stream of 2025. And I'm joined by none other than the Firebird Bricks. How's it going? Good to be here today.
It's good. Yeah, I'm glad to have you here, and I'm excited that we can kind of do this again. We had a stream like this last year where we talked about goals and stuff for the year and looking back on the prior year. So we've done a lot of preparation in expectation of doing this stream. I feel like we've gone through, watched the last stream, and kind of come up with talking points and everything, which is exciting. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about stuff.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
A lot of preparation, like you said, a lot of preparation with this stream. You said you watched it. I've watched it once last night, once this morning, just to like get into the mode, get into the mindset of what we're getting in today.
Sure.
And I'm looking forward to look at what we thought 2024 would hold and then what it actually has held, because looking back at some of the expectations that I know I had for 2024 versus what actually happened, it kind of makes me laugh just because my mindset was like, this is what I'm going to accomplish in 2024.
Right.
And I didn't hit all my goals. I'll just say that right off the rip. I didn't hit all my goals, but definitely hit some things that I didn't expect at all. So I'm very excited for the stream. Let's get into some of the topics that we'll talk about for today. Yeah. Like I said, went into a lot of planning. So we have a full agenda. Just to give you all an idea, we're looking to go between 2 and 3 hours.
Something like that, yeah.
We're not going to be a 4-hour plus stream. At least that's not the plan. I'm not going to rule it out.
We'll see where we go.
Yeah, you never know. Anything could happen. It's 2025. We're trying to break the rules here. But today we're going to talk about what it was like for Caleb going full-time with the channel, and then just overall channel performance with how each of our channels have done throughout the year, different video paths we've taken, maybe some changes throughout the year that we didn't necessarily expect, and just some course corrections of sorts. Then, like I said, we'll talk about channel performance. Also, something that was different, especially for you, diversifying the business, getting into a second channel, just all these avenues, TikTok, getting into so many different things that at the beginning of 2024, were you expecting to have a second channel? Maybe a little bit.
I mean, I was thinking about it, but yeah, we'll get into it.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Of course, collaborations. Firebird had a lot of collaborations in 2024. And honestly, as I was putting together the agenda, I kind of you probably saw my note. I said not many in 2024, and then no, he corrected me that he had a lot in 2024.
It's okay.
That's why I had him. I shared the Google file with him so he could update those, because I knew he'd have the insight. And then, of course, for me, I did have a lot of collaborations as well, and one very, very large collaboration, and I'm very excited to talk about.
Yeah.
I feel like this will be kind of the one video that brings it from start to finish for the whole thing. So I'm very excited to get into that. We'll talk about conventions. Of course, every year we have these wonderful conventions that we get together as a community, and we'll go through those highlights, various things there. And then, of course, at the very, very end, we'll do our goals recap. We'll talk about 2024 goals. Of course, we'll hit those throughout the stream, but we'll talk about them, kind of recap the ones just holistically at the end, and then go over our 2025 goals. So I'm very, very excited today. Like I said last year, I thought it would be fun if we showed some clips from last year's episode, because we're actually like 2 days ahead of last year.
Oh, really?
Just because of how the weekend hits.
That's crazy.
So
we're like 360, 3 days?
We're almost right on the money. That's great.
It's awesome. So we'll show some clips as is pertinent to the stream, to the content. And also, last but not least, if anyone has questions or comments in the chat, if you have questions about any specific topics we're hitting, of course, we have a wealth of knowledge right next to me here. So make sure you're taking advantage of that as we're going through the stream. Brickmaster Harry, right off the bat, can we roll a poll for whose beard is better? I feel like we just have different beards. I don't know if it's a fair. I mean, it's apples and oranges.
Yeah,
there.
We can always expect Harry to come with an off the wall question like this. Harry, you can you can go in our group chat and we can hash that one out.
Harry, and then we'll put your current beard up there.
That's
as
right.
Well. Yeah. So if you have any questions as we're going through, whether it's content related, convention, just literally anything, we'll hit it if it's relevant to the topic at hand.
Right.
We'll hit that. If it's not, if it's kind of a bigger picture question, we'll keep those filed away to the end of the stream. And if we have enough compiled up, we'll do a little Q&A at the end.
We can do some Q&A. And also we've got community goals. A couple of you guys last year gave some of your goals for this year, and we actually kept track of some of that stuff. So we'll hit that at the end as well.
I listened. Don't think I forgot, Shy. Ostif, if you're in chat, I didn't forget. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Cool.
All right. And yeah, we'll pop stuff up on stream as well on the camera or on the screen if
Since a new camera. No, this is the same camera I've been running. He's just borrowing my camera.
I may or may not be borrowing it, of course. So, I feel like I stall long enough. We've been going for just under 9 minutes, letting people file in chat. Getting to the first topic at hand. Going full time, of course, this time last year, it was a lot hush-hush.
Yes.
Trying to be respectful of your previous employer and all that stuff. Going full time, how has things changed since you've gone full time?
Mm-hmm.
Time management, how you thought things would go versus how they actually went. I mean, a lot of packed into that, but kind of your overall thoughts there.
Yeah, it's been a very different year. I mean, like when we were doing this stream last year, I had already decided at that point that I was going to be leaving my job to try and pursue YouTube full time. And so, we talked about it and you knew about it, but we had to keep it on the down low because I hadn't, told work yet or anything like that. And I wanted to make sure I gave good notice and all that kind of stuff. I was actually planning on leaving a little bit later. I don't know if you remember or not, but my initial plan was to go full time in May of this year.
I think I remember that.
But at a certain point last year, Charity, my wife, came to me and she's like, you need to stop working 2 jobs basically, and just go with YouTube. Cause I was working a lot. I mean, working full time and then putting in at least 40 hours a week on top of that into YouTube. I was pretty much doing nothing except working, which was crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And it's unsustainable also. So yeah, making that switch was great, but it definitely played out very differently to how I expected it to. Because at the time, I think when I was going full time, I was like, you know what? All right, I'm leaving my job. I'm going to have all this time on my hands. And I'm going to be able to put out like 2 videos, 3 videos a month or more. And I'm going to do members content. I'm going to do all this stuff. And I know we're going to dive into some of that. Some of those things changed quite a bit over the course of the year. But it was different. Time management is kind of like it's a difficult one where with YouTube, there's always something you can be doing. You're never done working because you can finish a video, you can get into the next thing. And so, I think that's something that I kind of struggled with over the course of the years, trying to figure out how much to work. And I still don't fully have that figured out. I still work more than I probably should, but I'm taking steps in the right direction to sort of get that figured out. But yeah, I'm excited to be doing content full time. I've really enjoyed making videos, and the people who have been watching the videos have given great response, and it's been really fun to get that feedback and everything. So it's been nice, but it's a lot of work still. So yeah. Because
I feel like normally when someone thinks, oh, I'm going full time into YouTube, there's a lot of, on the audience side of things, there's a lot of supposed glamour in that.
Right.
Was that kind of veil already ripped away, the glamour of the YouTube career? Or, I mean, do you still kind of find bits and pieces of it here and there?
I mean, yes and no. I think that I knew what it would be like. I think it matched my expectations going into it because I'd already been making videos for about 1.5 years at that point. So it wasn't really a surprise to me. But it's not like this thing where it's like, oh, I'm living the dream. I'm making YouTube videos. It's exciting. It's fun, but it's just a lot of work. And I think a lot of people don't necessarily always see what goes on behind the scenes. And so there's a lot that goes into making, especially Lego YouTube videos. If you're doing like mock content and stuff, you're doing a lot of building. You're doing a lot of taking stuff apart, sorting things. And in the first half of the year, I did a lot of very large builds and kind of pivoted away from that in the second half of the year, which we'll get into a little bit later. But, doing that kind of stuff, there's so much that goes on behind actually publishing that I think people don't know about. And so, it's it's not necessarily what people would expect, I think, but I feel like I had a decent idea going into that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, working, like you said, basically working 2 jobs with YouTube and your other full-time job. I mean, I can't even imagine that. It sounds like my busy season just throughout the whole year, which not fun, fun to say the least. No. But no, it's super exciting that we can more fully, and it's been a year or so at this point, but fully talk about going full-time. Yeah. And it, as far as the year in a whole, it sounds like, looks like, based on your metrics, you made the right move, made the right call there. And so far things are going well for you, which is always great to see. Now, transitioning into overall channel performance. So with both of our channels, of course, we'll start with your channel. You had the goal of hitting 100K subs, of course. Behind us, right there, we can see that you achieved it.
Yes.
With room to spare as well, because you got it end of November.
End of November, and the play button even came in before the end of the year, which was exciting. I was not expecting that. I was thinking that I was going to be bringing it right down to the wire with that goal. But I had some videos that did really well towards the end of the year, which is I'm very grateful for that. It's exciting to see those do that well.
So were there any kind of unexpected or did the growth of the channel as a whole kind of trend with how you were expecting or with how you were planning at a high level?
At a high level, I think I felt that hitting 100K would be a reasonable goal, but also a bit of a stretch, because back at the beginning of last year, my videos were kind of performing all over the place. Some videos, I think December of last year, or not last year, but the prior year, last year, we'll just say last year, we're barely into 2025 now, but some of those videos were hitting 30K, 50K, 100K. And then going into 2024, that performance changed quite a bit. And so, that helped obviously with that growth, but I was just not able to upload as much as I wanted to throughout the year. I ended up uploading on average about once a month for the majority of the year up until the end. And I was hoping that I'd be able to do more. So I was a little bit afraid that I wasn't going to be able to hit it up until, towards the end of the year. I was uploading every 3 weeks. And that was between like September and November. And I think that frequency helps. But also I feel like I've gotten a lot better at selecting what videos to make. And there's a lot that goes into making those types of decisions and really trying to figure out how do you not put out something that's going to flop. I sometimes when I feel like I've got it figured out, I get taken right back when something underperforms, and you're like, do I know what I'm doing? I'm not sure if I actually know what I'm doing. So, but I would say my strategy definitely changed throughout the course of the year. I'm just going to go off the notes that we got here, because I feel like, are we here? Did I skip that part?
Yeah. I mean, we're right there. We can hit whatever.
Okay. Let's talk about members content and stuff.
We're going right into it.
Right into it. So for you guys that have not been here for the past year, or maybe, hadn't heard about me before or anything like that, back last year, I said that I wanted to do a lot of members stuff, and I wanted to do more live streaming. And these were 2 things that I was hitting on pretty hard at the beginning of the year. And things kind of changed for me once I had gotten into that a little bit and had done those things some. I was starting to shift my perspective on how I wanted to grow, because you can kind of go 2 different directions, right? You can go the direction of community growth and really diving deep into trying to make stuff for a more niche group of people, or you can try and make stuff that's like more broad appeal. And I feel like I was trying to do both of those things at the same time, and I wasn't balancing it very well, because I wanted to move out of making a lot of Star Wars content. Because for me, Star Wars, it was becoming difficult because I felt like I had been surrounded by that IP so much for like a year and a half. And so I wanted to shift away from that some, because the other thing is, when you're already within the Lego niche, if you go down to Lego Star Wars, you're further niching down. And so the potential audience that's there is smaller. And so I kind of wanted to broaden outside of that. And that's some of the risks that I started taking at the beginning of the year, which I think was definitely the right choice. And so, kind of like with the members thing and the live streaming, I feel like that would have worked well if I maybe stayed within Lego Star Wars and was trying to interact with that more niche community. But the reality is that on YouTube, most of the people that watch Lego content are kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where
true.
most of the views are going to be. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to try and make stuff that can be watched by adults and enjoyed by children. And trying to hit that balance is something that is difficult, but I feel like I've been able to do it pretty well. Hopefully my content is palatable for grownups. It's not too fast or too crazy. I've felt like I wanted to try and kind of go on that line with my stuff for a while now. And so moving into, you know, the second portion of like spring, basically, I was like, you know what, maybe putting all this effort into member stuff and putting efforts into live streams and things is not the right way to do stuff. And maybe I should just be focusing on making videos and trying to do stuff that's not only Star Wars. So that was a pretty big shift.
Yeah. And to quote yourself from last year, you said, I hope to look back next year at the stuff I'm making now and say, I could have been doing that better. So, and I think in the broader context of that conversation, it was more of like quality of uploads in addition to and I think you even phrase it as the moral obligation to put something out there to where you're not wasting people's time or degrading their mental state. Well, to put it one way, I guess.
Brain rot.
Yeah, that. So do you feel like in 2024, that's what your content was for the viewer?
I think so. I do feel like, at least as far as making my videos higher quality and more enjoyable, I do think I've made big improvements since the beginning of last year. I feel like I understand even better now how to structure stuff. I still feel like I have a lot of room to grow. But you know, that's the kind of thing where it's just reps, you know, putting in reps and making more and more videos and seeing how people receive them and what's the feedback like and all of that kind of stuff to try and just improve on it. But I do feel like I was able to achieve that this year, which is great.
No, that's huge.
It's nice to have been able to have the time to put into trying to make stuff better. That's something that I struggled with when I was working, you know, full time. It's like, you just got to kick stuff out and you can maybe adjust here and get better there or whatever. But it's, I think I achieved that, thankfully.
No. And that's important because it's when kind of transitioning to my channel a little bit, getting into when I made the shift, of course, in July to focus more on shorts, putting in the effort and time there, it was kind of the thought of, do I want my channel to be successful because of shorts? And I was able to get to a point where I said, if I can look at my short and feel like I have put out a quality piece of content that I think is quality and I'm contributing some sort of entertainment, that's not just the immediate gratification of like the far end of that spectrum that can be, I felt like I can put my stamp on that, have my name on that, and be proud of that aspect and that growth. So that's more or less where my channel has gone. I had the goal at the beginning of last year, to be at 5K subs. Of course, I'm very proud of the fact that I have far exceeded that. Just shy tonight. I think we stand at just under 25K subs, which
congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Fingers crossed. I was hoping one of my shorts could pop a little more and get to that 25K, but hey, we'll get it eventually. But making that shift from just these videos, talking head videos, green screen, to the shorts, it was an interesting transition. Of course, you know, Brickmaster Harry, he does short form content, so able to get some insight from him. But really shifting to think of what needs to be in a video to get people to stay on that microcosm of a level has been an interesting thing to learn this year. To where you're not just putting flashing colors out there, but you're convincing the viewer to stay on your video for more than a second. Has been a wonderful thing to learn.
Shorts is a totally different game.
And I guess in watching some people's content like Bricking Up Brad and then Goldfire, into thinking like they're sort of doing what I want to end up doing on a long form video scale. At least I want to try it. The minifigure compilation, taking different parts. Of course, I'm doing that on a shorts level. But even viewing their style and how you don't have to have a cut every 0.9 seconds
Sure,
or
yeah.
even 2 seconds. You can kind of lay on something a little bit, as long as you're continuing to offer that level of entertainment that people want to stick around for. So, and just like we did last year, we're getting into 2025 already, but try to keep pushing that off until the end.
Yeah.
So some changes also to the channel that I made. I was purchasing more gear in February. Of course, a camera, a new mic, eventually second half of the year, a new PC to make streams just more reliable, not relying on other tech. More of my own sort of technology has been a huge to the channel. And then sort of rebranding even not just the channel, which I'll get to, but even rebranding the live streams to just look a little more polished, I think. With, of course, this one's different, so this live stream is going to look a little different than the other ones will. But I think just
different setup, yeah.
just making it a little more polished, a little more catching to the eye if someone chooses to stick around. So I think that with the live streams has been a pretty good change to the channel. And then the final sort of macro level change, of course, changing. Last year I was the CPA with the other name, the 4-letter word that we can't say or else we'll get the whole stream copyright. Not quite. But transitioning from Lego CPA to CPA-fol was something I know you had always said. Like,
yeah, I mean, Harry and I had only been telling you for like, what, 9 months or something that you should change that.
it's like
I'm glad to see it happened.
Yeah.
It had to, but
And
I'm glad to see it happen.
Well, thankfully with you guys sort of always being
Harassing you, to be honest.
the angel on my shoulder to always be thinking about that. Thankfully, I was ready for when it was to happen. It didn't happen quite in the way that I expected it to. So we'll get to that because that's a later topic.
Yeah.
But it did happen. Not total rebrand, still CPA, but I think overall it's been beneficial. And now it's kind of a game of getting the SEO back to my name, because right now, if any of you were to Google CPA-fol, one word, it would autocorrect you to CPA-fol, FULL, as one word, and it's obviously a completely different thing.
Sure.
So desperately trying to get the SEO.
You'll get there.
Yeah, eventually I get there. It seems like the other company or whatever it is has a pretty big footprint in that area, because I'm surprised I haven't gotten it yet. But I've been trying to
make more videos.
Yeah, just more videos with my channel attached to it.
Some more long form, maybe.
Is that gonna,
I don't know.
Do you think he knows what he's
Maybe.
Maybe. Let's see. Brickmaster Harry has something in here. Let's make sure it's not clipping. Do you guys think much about the voice you use in your videos? I feel like Firebird has the most realistic voice compared to me, CPA, and a lot of other Lego creators in the space. So I think it sounds like more, which I'll admit it, right now I'm using my semi-radio voice. Like
YouTube voice?
Yeah, YouTube voice. Like I'm not trying to go, well, what do you think about that,
right,
Firebird bricks? But I'm trying to be a little more
more energetic.
Yeah, a little more entertaining. But
maybe that's something that I could do a little bit more, because sometimes I look like I'm bored in my videos, and I know that. I'm aware of it. It's something I have to work against. I don't feel like I'm necessarily like that in person, but
just even keeled.
Hey, I mean, if you go back and watch like one of my first videos on my channel, I look like I just straight up don't want to be there. I look so checked out and bored and as if I'm just suffering. So I feel like I've grown some in that area.
Okay, that's good. And well, so has part of it, because you don't really do talking head too much anymore?
Not as much anymore. I do it on my second channel.
Yeah.
But not on the main channel. I'm keeping myself out of the videos a little bit more these days. But
which I think, in thinking about your second channel topics, they're a little more personally motivated as well, which helps.
It does help. It helps with the passion.
Yeah. So there you go. Hopefully that answered your question, Brickmaster Harry. And real quick, Starmox,
welcome.
You were as I was rewatching the stream from last year, I remember your name popping up a lot. So it's great to see you a year later hopping back in. Yeah, saying had to join this one as a member of the summer stream for 2023.
Yeah.
Is UK?
No, he's like, I think he's Europe actually.
Okay, so somewhere where it's
like over further in Europe,
past midnight,
past UK.
like 1, 2
Yeah,
a.m.
thanks for being here. I know it's got to be crazy late or early for you, one or the other.
We may have started an hour earlier though.
Poland, there we go, 1:30 in the morning.
So hopefully that helps a little bit.
Hey, we'll try and get through the topics in a timely manner so that you can at least catch most of them.
Yes. No promises though, because we have a lot.
Yes, true.
We have a lot. All right.
What do we got next?
So next we're going into more of the video dive of our channels.
Okay.
Let me pull up.
Oh, we've got video and this is a good section.
There's channel performance and then just straight up video performance.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll head over to your channel. Whoosh.
Wow.
Look
Fancy.
Look at that.
He's got motion graphics. That's pretty cool.
I'm prepared for this. So your channel, I've got some quick specs to pull up. 14 main channel videos this year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year you had 34. So well under half.
True.
You did have 12 second channel uploads in 2024, which most of those would have been in the second half of the year.
It was all in the second half
of
the year. Yeah.
So a little bit of a different beast there. I think if we keep all those to the diversification section, might be a little better. But last year, one of the topics, one of the content was we had the risk of the number of video of uploads.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, actually, let's just go ahead and play this.
I would say for me personally, like if we're hitting 3-4 weeks, I'm like sweating. Yeah. You know? But
so last year, looking at how you were approaching your videos, your content, 3-4 weeks, you're thinking you're sweating.
Yeah.
That certainly changed this year a bit, maybe out of necessity, not necessarily out of want, but
it was out of necessity and out of like scope creep with a lot of these projects. It's easy to start a video and then be like, but I could add this in and I could add in and it could get better and it could get even better if I had more and more and more. And that just made the production timeline take a lot longer with some of these. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, it's just
it is what it is.
It
happened.
I'm trying to get better at that this year. I would love to see, I think at least monthly, if not every 3 weeks, but we'll talk about that in the 2025 section.
Yep. But needless to say, it did not noticeably negatively affect the performance of your channel.
It positively affected the performance of the channel because I was able to spend more time making each video. And I think that's something that I'm like fully sold on, the evergreen content side of making YouTube videos. I know I've talked about it for a long time now on various streams and stuff like that, but with making these videos that can be viewed at any point in time and still be relevant and enjoyable no matter when you watch it, it means that every person who finds my channel now can go through and watch a back catalog of stuff that's still enjoyable and entertaining. And, you know, as I try and improve over time, hopefully that continues to be the case. But I am seeing that, especially with like a lot of the mech videos from this past year, those all kind of tie together. They get suggested on the sidebar. They get on the autoplay on TV and stuff like that. So they all work together and they help to bring the entire channel up. So
your goals for 2024 were to hit, for video wise, was to hit 1 million view video that you posted in 2024.
Yes.
Of course, you hit that.
I did.
With the, I think we're going back too far.
The Space Mechs one.
Was it the first one?
It's right there. Right there. Boom.
There.
Yeah.
So we hit this one. And was that a slower burn?
That I posted that one in January, and I think it hit 1 million probably in the fall or something like that. Yeah. I mean, a lot of my videos are slower burn. There are some of these things where you might watch it. You know, I know a lot of you guys that are here do watch my stuff. Shout out to you. Thank you for being ones that watch early on in the process. But if you go back and check one of my videos 6 months later, it might have a couple 100,000 extra views because they just kind of sit there and they keep getting views because the new stuff is all referring back to it. So
basically the lesson is get those fire comments on these videos early and then you can be one of those top like comments and have a little bit of clout.
Early comment.
Yeah. So goals wise, not only did you hit 1 million view video in the same year, but backtracking a little bit, one of these other videos hit 1 million. Obviously this one hit 1 million.
Yes.
during the year. Because I remember one of them hit first, and you were like, no, that wasn't my
I said
goal.
it doesn't count
That
because
wasn't
I
my
had
goal.
to post it within the year.
Yeah.
To then hit 1 million within that year. Yeah.
So then we had this little gem here.
Yeah. Right.
Let me make sure. We should be muted. No, stop it.
We're getting ads.
No, we don't want.
It might be
it's a
unmuted.
trick.
You should mute it. I don't know if it's
I think the whole tab should be muted.
Okay.
Let me just double check that real quick.
Yeah, you're good. I think you're good.
Yeah, the whole tab's muted. So this one popped off right away.
Yeah.
This one went straight to the moon right away. I built Lego Minecraft mechs.
Mm-hmm.
And within 3 to 4 weeks, hit 1 million views, right?
Yeah.
Was it between like 3.5?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not to mention this was also a brand deal video, which always helps a lot.
I mean, I'm glad that it did as well as it did while being a sponsored video. That was actually a big concern of mine. Anytime you do a sponsor, at least for me, I'm always concerned that the sponsor might detract from the flow or the enjoyment of the video, especially with some of these sponsors being completely irrelevant to the topic. So yeah, I'm always concerned about, taking people out of it. And, I'm doing less of those now because of that. Because it's just, I don't know. I know a lot of people who watch YouTube are used to watching ads and stuff, but I don't know. Brands can be hard to work with.
So
it can be tough.
Was this one, was it even on the radar that this was going to be the golden boy that was going to get this many views?
No,
or?
like I figured, Minecraft is a huge intellectual property.
Yeah.
And so it's incredibly popular. And after I did a Fortnite Mechs video. That one was like the highest performing video I'd ever posted as far as like off the bat performance. And then this one just completely cleared that one. It was crazy. And I think when you have a solid IP that a lot of people are interested in and, something that is a little bit of a different take on it, I think that, yeah, I mean, it's not surprising to me that it did well, but it is surprising to me that it did as well as it actually ended up doing. So I'm very happy with that one. And it still keeps rolling. It's still kicking.
Did this one shift how you were going to do future content, or by this point, were you already in the mech mindset?
Oh, we can talk about the mech thing.
Yeah,
I feel like
because we can go through our videos and
so
kind of see the trends.
I guess looking back to the beginning of 2025, or even beginning of 2024, even before that, I started out making Star Wars videos. I was doing all Star Wars stuff up until I think my Fortnite video that I posted, which was a collaboration with Epic Games. If you go up just a little bit here, you'll see it right there on the right.
Yeah.
Yep. So that video was the first non-Star Wars video that I ever posted, I'm pretty sure. I think everything else was Star Wars or like, basic stuff like how to use Bricklink or sort your Lego and stuff like that. But the first like other IP, and it didn't do well. And the reason it didn't do well is because it had a bunch of gameplay and I was low on sleep and we didn't get into actually building until halfway through the video, but I had 3 days to make that video. So I'll give myself a pass on it. But with that, I made that video, and at the time, I think Star Wars was really starting to slow down in popularity too. And that was a big concern of mine because when you are so tightly tied to an intellectual property and it starts underperforming, it can make it really hard for your content to continue doing well. Because if people are losing interest in Star Wars, which I think, all of us can agree that Star Wars has not been that great for the past year and a half, at least, if not longer, depending on who you ask, that can tank your YouTube channel in some ways. And so that's where I decided, all right, let me try and start diversifying some. So I still wanted to do some Star Wars stuff, and I still love Star Wars. But as we got into the first half of 2024, I was starting to do other stuff just related to Lego. So I did a couple Lego space things. If you scroll up a little bit there, we can see the other pieces of content. And also, yeah, I guess with like mechs, I had done 2 mech videos prior in 2023, and then I said, let me try and do some more mech videos. So we had one space mechs video, another one, and I started recognizing like these mech videos are outperforming everything else that I'm making. And I had said, I think I had told you and Harry and a couple others at some point that I don't really want to be like the mech guy.
Yep.
I wasn't really feeling it. I was like, I don't want to just become
That was
mech
end
dude.
of 23.
Something like that. Because I
going
had
into early
two
24.
Star Wars mech videos that had done well, and people started being like, "Oh, the mech guy," and I was like, "No, I don't want that." But as I started building more mechs, I also got into Gundam,
Yep.
and I started like really enjoying it. And then I was like, "Wait, I kind of like this now. I kind of think this is sort of cool." And
a little Bionicle.
a little Bionicle. I have the Bionicle background that kind of feeds into it some, and so yeah, like. Oh yeah, it's actually literally in the background over there.
You can blame my head for not seeing it. I'm sorry.
So I kind of was like, you know what? Let me just try going more full in on the mech thing. But I had already planned a number of videos that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So in the like spring to summer area, if you scroll up some, you'll see. Let's see here. We had. Yeah, like okay. So I did a medieval video, which was a collaboration, and then also Mandalore, which is this, I built a huge Star Wars battle in 7 days. This is Mandalore. These things I had already planned with friends ahead of time. And I was like, all right, let me do those. But I decided around Brickworld last year that I was going to just go full in on mechs because nobody was really doing it in the same style that I'm doing. There are other mech channels, but a lot of them are more mock focused. And those guys are way better builders than I am by a long shot. Like they are very talented. I'm still learning. Like if you look at my mechs, a lot of them suck. Like legitimately, there's a lot of them that are just not very good. But I'm trying to be entertaining with them, and also like I'm learning. I can look back at mechs that I made a year ago, and they look terrible to me now. And I'm getting better. I'm making stuff now that I feel a little bit better about. But it's like one of these things where you're just trying to balance. Like. How much effort do I put into these mocks? And I need to also upload somewhat consistently. So it's like always finding that balance of detail in a mock or effort in a single build versus outputting content. And that's the balance that you're always trying to find. So yeah, we made that shift there.
And
you
part of that, this one I remember you saying I built 9 Lego Star Wars mechs.
Yeah.
That was one where you built the 9 mechs, but then you also built the huge platform.
Yes, I did like
base.
an arena for them to battle in.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I think one of the because you did a little bit of builds for Lego Space Mech, right?
No, that one was only
just
that
the
was just mechs.
So I think that was your turning point of realizing I don't have to put all this time into
like some huge build, right?
And how many hours? I mean, how many hours would that save you?
I mean, it saved me probably 3
3
days.
days, which is huge. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And look at your output, 1.5 million views in less time.
Sure.
So,
yeah, no, I do think that was a strong realization, and to kind of dive into that a little bit, like I was doing these huge mock challenge videos.
Yep.
Like building Mandalore in 7 days. It was a full what was it, 8x3 gray base plates or something like that. Just a massive build. And these videos, they take so much longer to make than you would expect. And actually, Yako's here. I see him in the chat there. Bauer Bricks. He collabed with me on that Mandalore build. He can attest to how much effort that took. It was hours upon hours. I think in total, it was 7 days of building, but actually 9 days because we had planning on one end. We had to take a day out in the middle to go drive to Cincinnati to buy Duplo because we were running out of filler. Like these things, they take, if you have 9 days, well, then you've got the video making portion and then you have teardown of the mock. So all of a sudden, a 7-day challenge is a month, And so as I was doing this, I'm like, this is just unsustainable. Like I can't do these huge mock challenges every month. And so I need to figure out a way to kind of pull back on that some. And especially like that video did not perform like I was hoping it would. And, it was kind of like a realization for me of like, what, maybe, I can build multiple mechs. It's much less stressful and the videos do better. And I'm really starting to enjoy mechs. So let me try and make that transition. And so at that point I decided I had already signed up for a castle collaboration, which I did towards the end of the year. And I was like, all right, after the castle, it's only mechs. Just mechs until the end of the year to see like, how does that work? And it did way better than anything else I've ever done. And I'm sticking with it for the time being, at least. I've got my second channel where I can put other stuff.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like the mindset shift of like going from just these huge Star Wars builds into doing mechs.
Yeah. I was just thinking, is in retrospect with this sort of thing, this would be a second channel.
Yeah,
type
like
content.
this video, it's just a commentary on why I think that there's too many 18 plus sets and not enough sets for like strictly for kids that are affordable. That would never appear on my main channel now. That's a second channel video. Any commentary should be second channel stuff. And that's if I continue doing that. I'll talk more about my second channel later. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want that to look like. But yeah, it's a much different direction now.
Yeah. And real quick, we were talking about this one earlier. It's officially gone 990K views on YouTube. So this stream will not be ending until this hits 1 million. So I hope all of you are refreshing on all of your devices to get this one.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
But let's see. Let's scroll through a little more.
I'm going to look at chat here real quick because I see people are saying a few things here.
And real quick, I do want to shout out all of the channel members. We have, of course, Cooper holding down the fort. Papa Rex, thanks for stopping by early on. And then All Out Break, of course. My scroller just broke. Justin, thank you so much for stopping by. Justin Morrison, longtime channel member. And then, of course, Cool Han saying, I've been working on the same mech mock for about 8 months. So many projects on half. It's annoying.
Yeah, that's rough. Mechs are hard to build. I feel like I got landscape building and like making city scenes. I got that down from building Star Wars stuff. But like mechs are totally different. You're working with a lot less. And it's so easy for it to look like crap.
Yeah. The Ultimate Mango says, yo, hold up. That's the Star Wars mech guy. Not just Star Wars mech anymore.
Mech.
Just mech.
Apparently.
Firebird Mechs.
Firebird Mechs. Yeah.
Anything?
Change the channel name. No. What else do we got here? Oh, let's see.
Any questions out there? I know Brickmaster Harry is throwing up some stuff. Yeah. How did I just join in and you happen to be talking about Mandalore?
We knew you were coming in. That's why.
For people watching, this is the other individual, one of the other individuals that helped with the Mandalore build.
If Yako Bauer Bricks, if he was not involved with that Mandalore project, it wouldn't have happened. He contributed a lot to that.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Ooh, Cool Han putting in a throwback to 2023.
The mock contest with Jay, Coconut, Firebird, and that UK guy. I think you mean SW Bricks. Yes, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. I would love to do something like that again. We'll have to see what I can come up with. Mech and Deadpool shorts. This is reducing us to
our base stereotype.
Hey, that's fine, man.
Deadpool mech? What if we made a Deadpool mech short?
You could. Marvel mechs.
Marvel, yeah.
Who knows? Dude, who knows?
Lego can make a Deadpool mech, and that would be perfect. That would work so well. Come on.
I'm surprised
Lego.
they haven't done
Get on it. Get on. Yep. Ultimate Mango, he did make the Battle Bus mech.
Yes.
Building the...
yes. SW Bricks did change his name. That's correct.
Oh, what did he change it to?
It used to be Star Wars Bricks and Figs.
Oh.
Bit of a mouthful.
SW Bricks.
I like SW Bricks better.
Yeah. We got a couple fans of the mock contest last year.
No, that was great. That's one of my favorite collaborations. It was a lot of fun. And it was cool to just kind of drop it out of nowhere too. That was awesome.
That was fun.
I have to make a mech of myself piloted by me. Hey, the only person that I know has made a life-size mech is that guy who did the C-section mock. So anyway, moving on. Let's keep going on to the next topic.
While we're talking about life-size mechs, someone made a Bionicle suit that they can wear, like out of Bionicle pieces. It's not very technological, but it's still. I think you can legitimately wear it. Yeah,
that's cool.
Like full body, not just on a sewn into clothing. But hey, Cobb, thanks for hopping in.
Welcome.
Appreciate seeing you. All right, so we've talked about. We can shift over to my channel just a little bit.
Sure. And
then we can hit some of these. We've probably hit most of them, but we can definitely shift back to that. So for my channel in 2024, I too upload. Hey, I'm live right now. I too uploaded a lot less videos, but of course, well, technically less shorts, but certainly more produced shorts, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just go back to the beginning. The first video was, I think it was this one. So for my channel, I kind of see anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 views as a good thing, as a solid video. And then, of course, with my goals, I had a goal of having five 10,000 view videos, and then one 20,000.
22K plus?
Well, at that point, it was 20,000.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I did not. Well, we'll get to if I did hit those or not. Regardless, I kind of found my niche to an extent. Of course, getting timely information out, but obviously, Brickling Designer Program, which we'll get into a little bit more. So some of the videos where I had the biggest learning experience, or in my case, I would literally just call it a straight up L, was this video right here. So, they didn't even show me an ad. They're like, it's not even worth it anymore. It ain't even worth it. So for this video, I had the bright idea of taking Lego's first half year results and putting into just sort of an explanation commentary video about to make it interesting to have people see how much money is Lego really making, and what are their plans for the future to the extent that they've shared with us in their first half year results. So I was like, I'm going to go all out, fully produced to my level, fully edited, as you can see, graphics, text flying everywhere, B-roll here and there.
Stock footage.
Wow. Straight from Pixabay and Pexels. And it, as you can see, I thought this is a 5,000 view video. Like I put 25 to 30 hours into this. It got to the point where I just had to grind up until like 4 a.m. One night because like I need to get this out. It needs to be done. 300. It's dead. I think it was at 373. I think me watching it right now is 374. So unfortunately, it's just non-existent anymore. And it was a pretty big hit because it's like I put all this time into this video, worked really hard. I think it's well made. It's interesting to me as an accountant, so maybe that was the problem. But and then talking with you, talking with Harry, following that workflow that we've talked about of idea, thumbnail, title, video, I sort of flipped it and didn't really know, all right, are people actually going to care?
Right, who's going to watch this?
6-month results, and then balancing that with the time input that we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I learned, no, people don't really care about this, and or I packaged it horribly, which I will admit, right off the bat, I did not have a good title in mind, and I did not have a good thumbnail in mind. When the video was dead, I eventually got to this thumbnail and video, which I personally, I really, really like that thumbnail.
Yeah.
I comped it together. That line that you see, that blue line is Lego's actual revenue graph line that I graph plotted out with their numbers. So I really like that there's like some sort of realism in there. It looks like it's scratched out on a piece of paper, so it's a little interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, didn't have that right off the bat. So any thought that thumbnail was good is just, we'll never know.
You'll never know. It's not getting impressions anymore, so you won't be able to.
Yeah. And then the title, I didn't really have that great of a title either. So, we'll save it for 2025.
Okay.
But I guess in short, I'm hoping to make a 2024 fiscal year video in the same way, just not putting as much time.
Sure.
Yeah. Little more just talking head, but I think there's maybe some potential there. So while I didn't get that 10,000 view video, I did have a couple 8,000 plus, which I was very proud of.
That's good.
So this was a video, the interview with Alex Kaselik from the Brickling Designer Program, sort of dispelling some myths, dispelling myths and proclaiming truths of the Brickling Designer Program. So I really, hey, there's an ad. Nice. So I really liked how that one turned out. In general, of course, I don't think you really know this, but you could probably tell from the video quality. I had it plugged into my computer and was recording through OBS instead of just
gosh.
straight from the camera.
Oh my goodness.
Because I wanted to comp the audio and the video together
Instead of
separate
syncing it?
tracks.
So you recorded like that instead of singing, bro.
Lessons learned.
I'm not
because
gonna
it
say
looks
anything.
like it looks bad. It looks like 480p potato
Yeah.
level. So I'm gonna hopefully get another interview next year. I should be able to get another interview next year, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
If I can provide some new content, because I don't really just want to rehash the same thing. I probably could,
You probably could.
but 8.2 for my channel. I mean, I don't have a vidIQ on this, but really liked that result. Of course, anytime I can have a hot take, and I feel like in general, I know I duplicated the title in both the thumbnail and the title, duplicated those words, but I think just to really sell the point home of Red X through Zelda at that point, that was like, you're going to trigger all these people. On top of the fact that I called Link Zelda
You did that?
accidentally in the video. That was not ideal.
Fake fan.
But still, like that performing well. Lego is done with Castle fine. Like just stuff like that where I was able to have a genuine take, a genuine opinion, and convey that accordingly and timely. It served me well. So I'm hoping to push more of those videos as they are genuine. Like I'm not going to push out a fake opinion and just take a stance just because I know it's going to get views. But I think there's certainly some potential there for that in the coming year. As far as videos, those were the main videos. This one, 4K, I was happy with 4K. It did start a little slow, this video, to get going. But this is also one that I did a proper edit. I think it may have been too long, 14 minutes for that. Probably could have cut out 4 minutes. And then the hook for this video, I had a little, here's a sneak peek of what's coming in the episode, in the video, and that was too long.
Sure.
I think so. Cutting out some of that fluff probably would have done me well. Let's go into shorts, because that's where the real money is. Let me tell you.
The real money?
Let me tell you, boys and girls, that's where the real.
It's not where the real money is. It's where the views are.
No. Yeah. So, it feels like, are we really to this point in the agenda? I feel like I'm getting ahead of.
I don't know. Are you? Let's see.
No, I think we're there. For me, at least. I just feel like we're talking about
Did I do
too much.
my biggest L? I don't think I did that yet.
Was it not was it this
No.
one? No. Let's shift back.
Yeah, scroll up. Okay, so I'll just go over this real quick since you covered it already for yourself. Biggest L for me this past year, I think, was the I fixed Lego Star Wars mechs video. I did this one. It's a reuse of a title that I've done before, and I focused on one mech for the entire video, and I think this kind of helps solidify for me the fact that Star Wars, for one, Star Wars is not doing too great right now, and two, the success of my initial version of this video, I did it right after the mechs had released, or maybe I released it on the day that the mechs were coming out, and so timeliness, I think, helped affect that video in a positive way, whereas this one, it was really, really focused on like the details of the build and everything. It was kind of a test to see if I get more granular with how I'm putting this entire thing together. Does that interest people as much, or is it better to have multiple mechs in a video where you're spending a little bit less time on them, people get the gist of it, and then they can keep moving on? And I think that this video, it's an L in the sense that it helped me learn. We'll say that. It's not a loss, but it did help me learn. Like, a lot of you guys may or may not realize, but I am usually testing at least one aspect of a video when I'm putting something new out. Whether it's this video, I'm only doing sets instead of mocks to see how that performs. This video, I'm doing one mock and no others, versus doing 5 mocks in a video. Or some of my videos, I tested multiple small mechs with one big one at the end, or just 3 big mechs and no small mechs. So there's like a lot of these different combinations. I'm like, how does this affect things? Of course, you have to cross-reference that with what the topic is, because as I've learned in the later part of this year, intellectual property greatly affects the performance of your video. If you're doing something about Fortnite, Minecraft, whatever, that's probably going to do better than if you're just doing something that's not IP related at all. So yeah, generally, at least with these big IPs.
So big lesson learned there.
Yeah. But we can go back to your stuff. I just wanted to throw that.
Well, there was some duplication of audio because it was coming through here, going through there, but I want to show a portion of this video because we're still in the video section, so we can kind of free flow this a little bit.
Sure.
But the metric for a successful video, and this is what you and I deemed was the metric for a successful video perspective, of course, for 2023, but then also looking into 2024.
Okay.
Sometimes you get a feeling of like, this is for me with 1.4 thousand subs, like, all right, this is 1,000 view video. I know based on the other videos I made, this should get 1,000 views. For you, maybe that's like 50,000 or 100,000 or like, what's kind of your metric for that?
The metric, I keep bumping it, right? It's because like, you base it off of recent content. What's up, Brad? Good to see you here.
Yes. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
So for me, like,
very clean.
The goal with videos now is like, how can I get a video to hit 100K? That's like that's your metric. That's like my ideal baseline.
So does that kind of make you chuckle a little bit? Like last year, your metric exactly 363 days ago, your metric was hitting 100K.
Yeah.
Very different now.
Yeah, certainly. No, it is different. I mean, well, I think that metric could be similar if I was still uploading 2 times a month, 3 times a month. If that's the case, you have that frequency, but now it's different. Now it's like, I mean, honestly, like 250
at least. Yeah.
Because of the amount of time I'm putting into these projects, it has to do that in order for it to make sense. Otherwise, it's like, oh crap, I'm not hitting that baseline, because at the end of the day, views are tied to revenue. And so you have to get a certain number of views to pay those bills, to pay that mortgage, to pay that rent, whatever. And so, that metric has changed a lot for me. And it's probably going to keep bumping, because like my content was performing a certain type of way up until a couple months ago. And then these last 3 videos have kind of gone to, I would say, like another level of performance. And so now I have to kind of think, how do I maintain that? Or try to maintain that. And if I don't, it's okay. I have some diversification, which we'll talk about.
We will talk about the diversification in a bit. Yeah, when I was watching the last year's episode last night, this morning, and hearing us say that, first of all, me saying my channel at 1.4 thousand subscribers.
Yeah. You've surpassed that greatly by now. That's even more than your 5K goal.
Yeah.
You've gone 5X. That's awesome.
And then even you saying, your metric was at 100K views, and that, of course, that is exponentially increased. Because honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if you said, if a video doesn't hit 500K, you were like,
right now. Yeah. I mean, I haven't put too much thought into it recently, but it's always changing. And I think the thing with YouTube is you kind of always have to be growing in some ways. Yeah. So,
because even thinking of a Minecraft video is going to do much differently. Well, we can see it here. It's going to do much differently than like a Gundam mech video. Yeah. So I feel like even to that extent of, you can't put every video in the same box of saying, well, this video 1.4 million. This is going to be a 1 million view video. Oh, so this next video that I'm putting a similar amount of time and effort into is going to be a 1 million view video. So
it will be a 1 million view video. It's just going to take a couple months to hit that, which is fine. That's okay. But
that's a good point. So shifting back to,
Robonut has a good question here.
Let's pull it up. Are you worried about, Mr. Firebird Bricks, are you worried about mech content getting oversaturated? I feel like I've seen a few people start to jump on that content as they've seen your success. So curious to hear your thoughts. And if Robonut, if you want to oust those people in the chat, you certainly can, especially if they're stealing thumbnail ideas. But that's a different video.
Am I worried about it getting oversaturated?
Let's keep that.
Not necessarily. I think that the thing that people forget a lot of the time is that there are millions of people watching YouTube videos every day, and they can watch more than one video. And so I feel like with this type of thing, if people are making more mech videos, there is enough views to go around in a sense. And if more people make mech content and that stuff does well, ideally it should just help my stuff do better. It's kind of like the thing people talk about all the time is the rising tide raises all ships. And so if you've got more people that are making stuff that performs well, you'll get suggested alongside it, and then you have more views for everybody. As long as people aren't directly ripping my stuff, like that's fine with me. I would like to be the most viewed mech channel. I think that'd be cool. I think I currently am.
For Lego mechs?
Yeah, for Lego mechs. I mean, if you search on Google, search on YouTube for Lego mech, it's kind of flooded with my videos. And so that's a great thing. I would like to retain that saturation. It's good for my channel, but yeah, I don't see it as being a huge issue. I guess we'll come back to this in a year and see where we're at. I'm kind of surprised more people haven't hopped onto it yet. I could definitely see that happening, but as long as it's not done in a way that's derivative of my stuff, then that's great.
He speaks the truth.
Yeah.
He speaks the truth. Look at that. Cornering the SEO on Lego mechs.
Yeah.
Oh.
But like,
there's someone else.
you know, a lot of people who make mech content right now is the stuff that they're making, it's different. It's not all the exact same. You know, a lot of them are focused specifically on the mocks. Mine is more like entertainment.
Yeah.
I guess I would call it.
Ryan says mech channel new category.
I think so. We'll see if Chubby Bots ever comes back. Chubby Bots is the GOAT of mechs. Chubby Bots is way better at building the mechs than I am.
How long ago?
I mean, it's been Chubby Bots hasn't posted in over a year.
Oh wow.
And he had like 600K subs and was getting, I mean, it's all like, it's a different style of video again though. It's, you know, it's a silent building showing the whole process of building the mech. Sometimes they're 3 minutes, sometimes they're a little bit longer. So it is a different category, I think. But shout out Chubby Bots. I love Chubby Bots videos. Still go back and watch them now.
Nice. Yeah, that's even kind of like, I don't totally recognize that name. Maybe a little bit, but if he's been out of the game for a year, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's shift back over to.
Let's do it.
Actually, did we talk about your wins? I mean, would you say your Minecraft video is your win?
I mean, I think like the last 3 videos for me all feel like big wins. The Fortnite mechs one, I had a lot of fun working on that video. It was definitely like, I don't know. It was one of my first times trying like the IP crossover with mechs outside of Star Wars. Everything else had just been generic mechs. So that was a lot of fun to do, and I'm glad that it did as well as I did. And then the Minecraft one, of course, like at a certain point, that video was getting more views per hour than a lot of the videos were on the trending tab, which is wild. I know trending is like manually selected, and so I was like, maybe it'll show up on trending. That would be crazy. But it didn't, which is it's fine. I'll take the success for what it is. I'm very happy with it. But then, even like for me, I think the biggest win as far as like a video itself, I personally feel that my $1 versus $1,000 mech video, it's a YouTube trope, $1 versus $1,000, Mr. Beast, whatever, you know, like this has been done a million times. But for me, I was able to put more time into the actual edit on that video. And I feel like the pacing was really good. The editing was like entertaining. I did some stop motion stuff. So not every video is going to be able to have that much time for the edit if I want to retain a regular schedule. Right now I'm like 7 weeks out from that upload, or 8 weeks or something like that. We'll have something coming next week on the main channel for you guys. But I was hoping to have that done today, but here we are. So anyway, like I feel like
it's my fault, guys.
I learned a lot making that video. For me, the skills that I gained and learning was a huge win. So I would say that's, you know, it's not always performance based. It's sometimes like learning a new skill or something, I think is pretty big.
Yeah. No, it's super exciting. All right. The moment you all have been waiting for, talking about Deadpool shorts. So back in, let's go back to the first one. Did I really made this Sonic one before wow, that's crazy. I always thought this one was after.
Look at that.
But
4.5 million.
I had some had some ones that did well before. So like 33K views is going to turn into like 10 subs, 10, 15 subs ish on my channel at least. But so it was around July. I was working on my Bionicle video for Bionicle Day.
Yep.
Or just like that montage with the song that I had chosen to build everything around. I had seen Deadpool on, was it the previous Thursday? So I think it was a week after Deadpool came out.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it that following Thursday. This following Tuesday, I was like, you know, I have this fun fact. Most of you should be able to tell that it is a bootleg like a minifigure. It's not even a real Deadpool. I got it, or it was like my friend got it for me at a convention in 2015.
Yeah.
So I've had that thing for almost 10 years at this point, 9.5 years. And so I thought, I have this minifigure. It would be super easy to make Nice Pool. Like, and I don't know if anyone's done that yet. So I could make Nice Pool and then get, you know, have this cool composition of Wolverine and Nice Pool. Super easy. It's just the head and the hair piece.
Right.
Then I had to get the little bit of, I don't know if even something as simple as the adversity of creating the back scabbard tape thing, if that was like enough to kind of push enough people over the edge to watch. But that combined with Deadpool just coming out, the Bye 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 NSYNC song being at like the absolute peak.
Right. Yeah. That was huge.
All those combinations. And literally, so I spent 3 hours. I think I started it at 10, finished the upload at about 1 or 2 a.m. and between 1 and 2 a.m. And the fact that I literally I didn't do it on accident, but it was never the plan. It was never an idea that I had until that split moment.
Sure.
Where I was like, I think I could do that.
That's
doable.
That's how it goes.
So creating that, and then of course, so uploaded it on a Wednesday night. Thursday, we drove to my in-laws Thursday night to spend the weekend. And up until mid-evening on Thursday, it had about 10, 12,000 views. So I was like, oh, okay, I spent 3 hours on this. That's a lot of time for me to work on a short.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's fine if I end up getting 12,000 views. I'll live with that. The next morning, I wake up around 8:30 a.m. to roll out of bed and get to work. I check it, and it's at like, I think it was at 60 or 70,000 views.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, do I have something going on here? And then each time I scrolled it, another 10. An hour later, another 10. It was at like 10 to 15,000 views an hour, which is insane for a short. So that then, of course, spurred an entire saga,
a series, if
a
you will.
series of shorts, of course, making new Deadpool characters. And you can see the views at the bottom, getting their respective views. Of course, the first one so far being the best. But it was really interesting to know and figure out what cuts can you make, what things can you do to keep people's attention, to keep it relevant, not stray too far off the roll. But of course, this one, Deadpool and Shirtless Wolverine, that was the first time. Shirtless Wolverine was the first time for any video I've ever made where I spent money on something.
Oh man,
solely for a video.
I've never spent money on a video. That's a lie. I've spent money on like every video. Way too much money on my videos.
So I spent, I think it was $18 with that. No, because this minifigure, it was the airplane mechanic from Indiana Jones.
Okay.
And so it was like $16 for that minifigure or something like that. And
you made your money back though.
I did. So that was the thing, is like, to break $18, I have to get at least 120,000 views. So I was like, please get me that. So this one was interesting. It actually had a slow burn and a random pop. So it plateaued at around 4. No, I think it jumped to like 200, jumped again to 400 or 500, and then slowly did a pretty steady climb to 1 million, and then it's been there ever since. But it was really crazy to have that happen. Of course, then you have dog pool, which was fun. Making Gambit, which was pretty fun and successful. The second video where I spent $27 on a Ninjago set. So I was like, got to get at least like 200,000 views to get my money back. This one did pretty well.
We were talking about this yesterday, though, because you're like, the mindset is, oh, the video has to get this much to pay for it. But if you consider the first one at the 4.5 million, it's already paid for how many Deadpool shorts that you need to make? You're already in the green.
A lot. Yeah. But there's all those D&D sets
that you need to buy.
That I did buy.
Oh, that you bought. Oh, all the D&D CMF.
Like in my mind, since I bought it at the same time, I was like, this is my shorts money that I'm spending.
Yes.
But in all reality,
that's what you get for buying a whole display.
They were 50% off. I couldn't say no. So yeah, and then you have some like, back to your point of what is a successful video.
Yeah.
When your mind is saturated with all these 100, 200, 600, and over 1 million, it's like 23,000 feels like nothing.
Right.
But in reality,
that's still 23,000.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
It's still solid. It's still a good video. And to your point when we were literally first talking, if you're ever getting more views than you have subscribers, you're reaching new people.
Yep.
So that's kind of the ultimate goal. And since, of course, most of my subscribers are from shorts, that's really the main metric of like more views than subscribers.
Yeah.
So, of course, Gambit did well. This other one, Cowboy Pool, that was actually a fun one because I knew I was going to my in-laws that weekend. So it's like, got to do everything before I leave.
Yeah, got to get it all done.
Didn't quite get it all done, but I got all the principal photography done on Wednesday. On Wednesday. We were leaving on Thursday. So I all I had to work with was what I had shot. And then I did all the audio and voiceover and editing on Thursday, had it uploaded. And that was the one I posted it. I think I posted on my story where I said, that's it. I'm a Deadpool shorts now. Because that one was like...
you only decided that after making 10 Deadpool videos that you're a Deadpool shorts man?
Well, this one, it was
This is when you accepted it?
It was a 1 out of 10. And then I got... it was like 100,000 views a day straight for a week. Or till it... 100 to 150,000 views a day till it hit that. And then it kind of died. But... let's see. The latest one, of course, I said this was the last one. Honestly, this might be my favorite one what's going on? This might be my favorite one that I've made so far, just because I really like how it came together. Because it just looks like a straight up samurai.
Yeah, it's cool.
I really like how the arm turned out and the Darth Vader scratched up face. Damaged face, I think.
And
looks
this
really
one
well.
is starting to pop now.
It is starting to pop. Let me check the latest results, because once again, started off really slow, hovered around 10 to 15,000 views. I was like kind of accepting my fate because I didn't really buy anything specifically for this minifig that I wasn't going to buy or wanting to buy anyways. And then let me pull up the analytics. Still doing well. Still 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10? I mean, can't complain.
Yesterday, it had... Is today the 4th? Yeah. Yesterday, at about 6 p.m., it had 17,000 views. Right now, it has... Well, there you go. 138,000 views. I think that might not be refreshed. In the studio app, it's at 148,000 views and climbing.
Great.
So, I'm a Deadpool channel now. Let's go. No, I'm trying. So 2025 is coming soon. We'll talk about 2025, but that would, as far as the the channel individually goes, I mean, obviously those are the wins. Those are the things that helped me get to that almost 25,000 subs.
Sure.
So I'm really, really excited how those things went and how those turned out. Is chat popping? Ayo, Shy's in the chat. We're going to talk about you, Shy.
That's true, Shy. We've got a segment for you at the end with your goals. Because you mentioned something last year. I don't know if you remember or not.
You did. You mentioned those goals, and I did not forget.
MKM is back.
Hello again. Hello there.
Welcome back.
What else? Yes, Starmox says CPA's Deadpool verse had begun. We'll see. Don't be surprised if another one doesn't pop up in there. But I'm trying to diversify. I've tried a couple times, of course. The Darth Maul one, yeah, that's 2024. I could talk about that. So this was my first. No, it wasn't my first. It was my second attempt at diversification. The first one was Minecraft. That was the second or third one where I spent money specifically from a Bricklink order. I think I was pushing like $25 or something. So really, really wanted this one to get 200,000 views. Fortunately, this actually is version 2. Version 1 didn't even break like 20,000. So I was really, really bummed about that one. This remake where I included Steve got 64K. So still good. I should be happy with it. I was wanting more because I wanted to get this one out ASAP for the full trailer. The first one was for the teaser where I wanted to ride that hype, and unfortunately didn't get as much as I wanted. But then this Darth Maul meme one, also slow start.
That one's done well.
But then, 137K. I didn't spend any money on it, which is sort of my metric for if I like really, really want one to do well. But obviously, I always want them to do well. But it's just, I don't know, it's different when you've got some skin in the game.
True.
But this one's doing well. I think it's plateaued. But that being said, I feel like this is sort of evergreen to where, I mean, Darth Maul meme, Darth Maul Star Wars, it could always pick up.
Yeah, hopefully Star Wars picks up again.
Yeah, because then
for crying out loud.
Yeah, because I mean that
one's Disney
2025. That'll kind of affect what I do with my shorts and all that jazz. So we shall see.
Where are we at on our topics?
Yeah, let me find the agenda. We hit that. We talked about our W's. We talked about our lessons learned. We talked about the mech guy. We talked about not hitting goals as much as we wanted to. I'll just touch on live streams pretty quick. Of course, with live streams throughout the year, kind of the hidden gem there was the Speed Champion Technicars. I really like how this thumbnail style, and I did borrow it ish from you. I don't know if you're going to come after me for that.
I don't own sets on a table, so it's fine.
Especially this one. So I think when people saw all of them on the table, it kind of was like, oh, what's that about? So that one was one of my most viewed streams.
Is it viewed after the fact?
Yeah, a lot of them were viewed after the fact.
Nice.
So those are kind of the hidden gems in 2024, as well as just having a lot of guests. A first Bionicle designer, that was really fun. Having Lego Men 360 on there talking about Bionicle, of course.
Sure.
A stream where, unfortunately, you had other obligations, but did have a lot of people show up for the Brickworld Chicago 2024 recap stream. Was a really fun episode, really fun panel. Had a lot of people coming in and out, and a lot of those are in chat right now that you all were on there, which is a lot of fun. Is there let's see, MCAM says, would you say you're a shorts channel, CPA, or are you wanting to grow the long form audience as well? We'll have to get into 2025 for that.
We better keep rolling here then if we're going to get there.
Oh, man. Well, okay, real quick. Did I hit my 2024 goal of a 20,000 view video?
No, you did not. So talk about this for a second. CPA set a goal last year. He said, I want to get a video that gets over 20,000 views, because the highest viewed long form video on his channel currently is a recording that he threw up of an Owl City concert. So he's got to beat that, because he's a Lego channel, not an Owl City channel, right? So that was the goal. You made shorts that far surpassed that, but we still have yet to see a long form video that has surpassed Owl City live in Detroit. So I feel like 2025, we got to see that happen.
Is that the year?
I I feel like 2025 is the year, but
that might have to be the year, because 2024 can't be the year, unfortunately. Unfortunately. All right, let's move on to diversifying the business, diversifying second channel experience, working with bricks and minifigs.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Okay. So one thing that was a little bit different for me, especially toward the second part of this past year here, is that I got into doing some other stuff outside of just my main channel. And so I wanted to focus more on putting out only high quality bangers, if you want to call them that. I don't know, whatever. It's just videos that would do really well, hopefully, and reach a much broader audience on my main channel. And so from moving away from the members content, moving away from the streaming idea at the beginning of the year that I had, I decided to start a second channel in about it was like really in the second half of 2024. And so I started working on stuff there. I posted a number of things during the summer and then a few more things more recently. But it's a nice kind of place to have a spot to put videos that don't fit a broad reach type of style and are more specific to the Lego space or specific to content creation, or even just things like I uploaded recently. I found all of the Mario Kart sets early. So I went and I bought them, and then I made a wave review because I found them early and I might as well put it out there because nobody had done it yet.
Popping off, too.
Yeah, that one's done great for my second channel. I'm feeling very happy about the performance with that one. So yeah, it's been a great spot to even upload like silly vlogs or whatever. And so it's kind of a nice sort of creative outlet. And I feel like it helps me to stay creative on the main channel, because sometimes when you're working on a video, you might feel not 100% motivated to want to actually get it done, or you might be in a bit of a rut with it. So kind of taking a day here or there to maybe throw something together for the second channel can be a nice break to kind of get the creative juices flowing, come away from a project, and then come back to it with a fresh perspective. So that was something that was really nice to have the opportunity to do. And then I've also started working in a much more significant capacity with Bricks and Minifigs Grand Rapids. I started doing some sponsored cross-posted content with them last year on Instagram, and I was uploading some YouTube shorts for them on my channel, and that's been a really great partnership. I love the people who work there. The owners are fantastic, super easy to work with, and so in the later part of the year, I actually went on contract with them to make content for their social media, and so I'm making like 8 videos a month for them. Where I can go and shoot some stuff in the store and then put stuff together for them that would be helpful for them to have, and then kind of hand that back to them to post on their own stuff. And one thing that's been really nice about that is just having the security of a consistent side gig, basically, because with YouTube, everything is based off of viewership. You know, you're earning based on how many people watch, and there's a pressure that comes alongside that, you know, where if something underperforms, it directly affects your wallet. And to alleviate some of that, diversification really comes into play. So you can diversify by going and working with sponsors like your standard VPN, meal service, whatever. And those brands are fine, and they can be decent to work with, or they can be really hard to work with. And for me personally, I'd rather kind of shift my efforts into working with a brand and a company that I really like.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love the people that work there. I love the owners. They're just so fantastic and easy to work with. And so for them to be able to partner together with me and have a consistent thing going, it alleviates some of the pressure of having that significant performance off of every video. And also, even at this time of year, if you don't make content, you might not be aware, but in January, revenue cuts in half or less for January based off of December. So December is like the highest earning period of the year because all the advertisers are throwing their money out there. And then January comes along and just cuts in half. So you can make videos and they can get a lot of views in January, but they're going to earn so much less money than they would in December. And so having that baseline and something to depend on, like my contract with Bricks and Minifigs, it makes that hit much less painful. So I'm very grateful to them for that. So that's been really cool. And then another way that I've diversified which was kind of unplanned, but has been a nice kind of side thing, is I've been in and out of collecting Pokemon cards ever since I was a kid. And I got back into it again with the release of Pokemon, the TCG Pocket game on mobile. And so started playing that some, and I was like, man, like I've been watching some of this Pokemon content on TikTok. I know how to make videos now. I've been making Lego YouTube videos for a couple of years. Why don't I start a TikTok account and make Pokemon opening videos? And so I started this account at the end of November, and it just popped off, which is crazy. It's done really well. It's just ASMR content. There's no talking or anything. And for those of you who don't know, the reason I chose TikTok for this is because they pay so much better than YouTube does for short form content. YouTube, you might see 18 cents per 1,000 views, 20 cents per 1,000 views, whatever. But with TikTok, you can be getting up to $1 per 1,000 views. And the way they calculate their views is different. It has to be qualified views, which means somebody has to watch for 5 seconds of your video. And a qualified view is only on the For You page. It's not if they're following you. And so I decided to start this out. A couple things popped off, and then my account got monetized pretty quickly. You have to hit 10,000 followers to get monetized on TikTok. And so I've just been putting things up there that they're pretty easy to make videos as far as like I'm concerned. It takes a couple hours to edit, and I can batch film them, which is really nice. So I hope to do more of these. We'll see if TikTok gets banned and thrown out by the government. Who knows? Don't know.
Fingers crossed.
I hope it doesn't happen, because now I have like a personally vested stake in this. So it'd be great if TikTok could keep rolling and I can keep making some money there. But it's fun for me too, because it pays for my Pokemon cards, which is sick.
And then some.
So I mean, I think like it's fun to have like a side project like this where I can see the success with it, and it's a bit of a change of pace. Once I can figure out how to get this stuff to perform very consistently well, I will be offloading the editing for that thing as soon as I possibly can, because that's the most time consuming part of it. But yeah, that's been a really fun side project to take on. And again, another way to diversify. Mm-hmm. It could be a poor way to diversify. If TikTok gets yeeted, it's over.
You just got to get paid.
It was fun, like while I had it, I guess, if they do get rid of it, but we'll see what happens there. I mean,
so what was the content format like, and how did you adjust to get those views? Of course, we can see right off the bat, you posted one video that arguably got a sizable chunk for the first bit, but then you went and you 200 multiplied.
So the biggest thing that I've learned from TikTok is that the hook is like more important than the rest of the video. My retention on these TikTok videos is not super great. They are like 2.5 minute long videos a lot of the time, and it might be like 8% of people make it to the end. But if you can get people to stick around for the first like 5 seconds or so, and like ideally even like 30 seconds into the video, I think my highest performer on this account has 2.5 million views with the average view duration of like 26 or 27 seconds. And so, if you can get people to stick around, then it works out great. But the hook is the biggest thing. Basically, I went into my Lego closet over here, stacked up all of my Pokemon product that I've been saving over the last like 5 years, because I have a small sealed collection. It's not small. It's decently sized. To call it small is a little bit ridiculous, I guess. I've spent a decent amount on Pokemon. But stacked it all up in the closet and then go straight in there. And
Sans is calling you out.
It's hard to believe. You get a lot of cards. I do get a lot of cards, I know. So yeah, I go film in the closet and show like the collection, and then go straight into the opening. And I think something that helps with people's interest is I show the price of every single card. So as I'm pulling cards out, you're seeing 2 cents, 6 cents, 5 cents, whatever, and then putting little sound effects in there and stuff like that. But it's pretty simple stuff. It's not like anything crazy. There are a lot of people making these types of videos on TikTok now.
And you can all see the difference. You started right away with the pack.
Yep.
Okay. Switch it up. Boom. The whole collection. And that was...
And, Pokemon is going crazy right now. It's more popular now than it even was during COVID, which is wild. So there's a huge audience for this. Will these videos always do well? Like, 2 years from now? It'll probably change. They probably won't do well forever, but, can always switch it up, diversify, whatever, or just stop doing it. I don't know. Maybe this is just a project for 6 months.
Yeah,
or maybe
that's
it's
true.
a project for 2 months if they get rid of TikTok. So
you have to transfer because all those viewers, you have to maybe transfer this to YouTube or who knows. But yeah, it's funny. All the engagement is all people saying things like, "How can you not open all those cards?
Yep. Or can I please have a free pack?" That's a common one.
Yes, let me DM you right away.
Yeah, let me just ship it over to you real quick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Shreddy, I see your profile picture there.
Nice.
Pokemon.
So someone, RoboNut says, I think a second channel is a great way for larger creators to stay more connected with the community, put out content that is more niche that adult builders enjoy, which I think is pretty much exactly what your second channel mostly is doing.
No, that's exactly the whole point of it as it stands currently. We'll see like if it stays like that. With doing this review recently that was just like a wave review of the Mario Kart sets, I've kind of gone back and forth on like, should I keep it as vlogs and just whatever I feel like putting out there? Or do I make it more of like a legitimate subsidiary to the main channel where it's like, because these videos that I'm making for the main channel now include so much stuff in them, like the $1 versus $1,000 mech video that I posted most recently had 28 mechs in it. There's a lot there. I can't cover everything I want to talk about, and I'm concerned about maybe boring the people that are watching, especially the younger demographic who might not have as good of an attention span as some of us older people. And so there are plenty of things I'd like to talk about where if I could take those and put them on the second channel, I do think there's potential for that content to do well, especially if it's kind of releases within a similar time frame, to when the actual main channel video comes out. Yeah. But if I start doing that, well, then where do I put the vlogs? Where do I put, the other stuff? Does it all just live there together? Really, it's for a totally different audience. It's like the people who are watching my commentary, like meta commentary videos that are like talking about stuff in Lego YouTube or in the creator space. Those people are not interested, most likely, in watching some sort of offshoot of what my main channel is doing. Whether it's like a more detailed tutorial of how to build a specific mech or a deeper dive into like this thing behind me here, this gigantic mech that I put in my last video. I could make a whole video about this, just talking about it. It's a crazy model. It's got so much detail, but I don't think that would really do well at all on my second channel. So I don't know. It's something I go back and forth. Yeah.
Third channel.
This is dangerous. You say that. I already have 4 channels.
They're just secret channels.
One of them is I've got the second channel, Firebird Extra. Okay. I've got a Gundam channel that I started that only has 1 video on it. That's
I don't even know about that channel.
You don't know about that channel? No, it's just I went to the Gundam base when they came through town.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's just like a vlog. And maybe I'll put more Gundam stuff there in the future. Who knows? And then I've got Firebird Collects, which is the trading card stuff. I should be cross-posting more of it to YouTube, but that content doesn't do as well on YouTube as it does on TikTok. So I don't know. I also kind of have a small urge to make Pokemon challenge videos, but like I can only do so much. Yeah. So I have to kind of stay in my lane a little bit. San says, remember when you wanted to upload stuff for fun? Yes, I do.
The fun is over.
No, it's
work now.
Do I make Firebird vlogs? Is that another channel? I don't know. It's probably not. I always question my strategy. This is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. So I don't know. We'll see what I end up actually doing in time.
That's for our 2025 section.
Yes.
Just like I feel like every year we're going to keep getting ahead of ourselves, which is a good thing because we're gunning and gearing to get into 2025. That's right. Real quick before we hop on to collaborations, is TikTok easy?
Yes, TikTok easy
to figure out.
I feel like it would be a little disingenuous to say it's easy, or is that the right word? Disingenuous, whatever. You guys know what I mean.
Yeah, I think it's the right word.
I don't think it's necessarily easy. I think it's if you have a solid strategy going into it, it can be good. And it can be, once you figure out your format, it's not hard, but formats come and go on TikTok. And so, yeah, I don't know. Like it's easy in a sense where I was able to figure out what I wanted to do quickly because I saw people doing a similar thing. And I said, let me try that, but I'm just going to twist it a little bit and add my own spin. Yeah. And then I'm just going to pump out the same thing over and over because TikTok seems to like that.
Yeah.
But as soon as that format dies or it doesn't get pushed by the algorithm anymore because people aren't watching it, then I'll have to pivot and figure something else out. How hard is that going to be? Well, I'd like to say that I can kind of, see trends and see where things are going because I've been making videos for long enough now. I can kind of pay attention to what other people are making and try and follow along with that and make my own version of it. But yeah, we'll see. I know it's a long-winded answer.
Yeah.
But is it easy? Yes and no.
No, because it kind of got me thinking of, yes, you conquered TikTok in 2 videos and you had it down, but you're taking 2+ years of experience on YouTube,
right?
All that experience making all those hours and hours making videos, making content, knowing what works,
right,
what doesn't, and then funneling all that into Pokemon, which is culturally relevant, very culturally relevant right now, and then on TikTok, which is already a view cesspool.
I will say this: making TikToks is much easier than making YouTube long form videos.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like drop in the bucket compared to the effort it takes to make a solid long form video.
Yeah,
that's I can say that pretty confidently. Yeah. Figuring out long form on YouTube, keeping someone's attention for 8 minutes is a lot harder.
Agreed. I still haven't figured it out yet, so that's something I'll be working on in 2025. So with our collaborations during the year, we both had a fair amount of collaborations.
Yeah.
And like I said at the beginning, I initially sort of, I don't want to say wrote off the collaborations, but they didn't just immediately come to mind because I feel like they were pretty well integrated into your channel. So kind of go into some of those collaborations.
Yeah. I did a number of collabs, a lot of them with the same people multiple times. Some of you are here right now. Sans, shout out to you. It's been fun working on a few videos with you this year. So yeah, collab wise, we have Medieval Army in 7 days where I collabed with Holly and Sans, and we did kind of like a competition to see who could build better armies and better builds. I guess we judged the builds. But that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. We were on Discord a whole lot throughout that process, so it's kind of fun to work on that. And then the next collaboration that I worked on was the one with Yako and Alex and Alec, which was the Mandalore collaboration. Yep. It was a great time. It was a lot of effort. It was very much like something that we had to put a lot of effort into and couldn't sleep very much. But
love those.
It was fun. We took a lot of time to plan leading up to it, and Yako actually flew out and stayed here, and Alex came over multiple days, and we spent a whole lot of time building. And so I would say that might be one of my favorite collaborations because building together with a group of people in person, all working on a single project and pulling those late nights and doing all that kind of stuff is a lot of fun. And I don't want to say that I'll never do another big mock because they do take a lot of effort. I'm not doing, I don't have any planned right now. I do have some ideas, but there's nothing like concrete in concrete plan right now. But it is probably my favorite way to collaborate is the in-person collaboration. Hit the like button, says Cooper.
I'm going to keep that up for a bit while you keep talking about.
Sure. Other collabs, let me pull up the list. I had them written down. Oh, yes. We had Minecraft mechs. Sans helped me out with one of the mechs in that video, which was great. And then also Disney mechs. I appeared on Holly's channel for that one, which was pretty fun. And then there's like lots of vlogs on the second channel. The second channel vlogs, I guess, are all technically collaborations.
That's true. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good collabs.
Your turn.
2024 was a very good year for collaborations for me as well. I mean, you can kind of just go to the live stream tab on my page and just see a lot of collaborations. I mean, I mentioned the Bionicle designer interview. That one was awesome. Let's see. I'll scroll from the top. I won't put it on the screen. But Lego Man 360 interview collaboration, if you will. So different kind of collaborations, of course. Yours more building collaborations. Mine sort of just the collaboration of experience, experiential collaboration. There we go. And then, of course, with Clever Pig, that was a fun videos. He and I love to cut it up about cars. It's about speed champions. It's just awesome to kind of have that like-mindedness going into those streams, being able to rank those and just all that sort of discussion. Of course, having several with my wife, it's always good to have her on the stream, talking about whether it's the D&D minifigs, because she knows D&D a lot more than I do. Basically, I'm zero, or she's played D&D a couple times. And then having her for the Chicago 2024, or should that say 2023 recap? No, that's 2024. So because that was her first time at Brickworld Chicago, so that was a good time. Having All Out Brick on the channel for the Bionicle Day stream because it fell on a Saturday, which was perfect.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun. I only did one Bricklink designer program interview this year, but so far it's my best performing live stream sitting at 1.3K views. Of course, that's to date, including a lot of post views, but really awesome guy. Rich over there designing the Harbor Master's office, just an amazing design. And he's really good on camera, which helps so much.
That does help.
Sometimes when you have these, I said it like these Lego designers, they don't know how to be. But no, he's really awesome on camera. He has that good presence conversation, just kind of knows kind of what we're looking for.
Sure. And
stuff like that. So it helps a lot. Of course, Richie, our Toy World, that was an episode to remember. Hope to have him over again soon for a live stream. Shy as well, having him on the channel. But of course, I saved the best for last. I'll try to keep this to 10 minutes, this discussion, because I don't know if I've done the full topic discussion on how it came to be. The Bricklink designer.
He just searched Bricklink and my Bricklink tutorial came up.
To be fair, all this incognito knows is CPA-fol and Fire. Do you think that probably has the cookies?
No. That one ranks. I know that one ranks, actually.
Here, I'll put it up on the... So I searched Bricklink, hoping to get the Bricklink YouTube channel, but no, I got Firebird Bricks, how to buy Lego parts and minifigs.
That video is 2 years old.
That's crazy. So the Bricklink channel is so well optimized that I literally cannot find it. I'm going to have to literally go straight to it. Anyways, so Bricklink designer program, done many streams of those in the past, interviews. We know a couple people that are involved with designers who have won several times, so have some connections. Of course, this can sort of go into Brickworld Chicago as well, which is the next topic of conversation. So at Brickworld Chicago, great time, obviously, certainly wonderful experience that for all of us that went, I think many of us even in chat went as well, but having the people there, the community, great experience. I was sitting at the table, the media table, I guess, whatever you want to call it.
ACOB table.
The ACOB table, sitting up there and just chilling, kind of taking a moment to relax and breathe. And I think it was about 12:52 p.m.
That is not an about. That's a very exact number.
Well, I only remember this because Cooper came up to the table. And he was sitting there too with me, and he goes, "Man, the Bricklink Q&A discussion thing is in like 8 minutes. I don't know if I'll be able to go to it. I might be doing something." And it was on my virtual schedule, but it wasn't on my mental schedule. So I was like, "Oh yeah, that might be fun to go to." So without Cooper's help, this whole thing may have never happened. So thank you, Cooper, for that. But so he said that. I was like, I should go to that. Went to it, learned a lot from it. So that kind of spurred the interview of just getting the interview with Alex to explain to people the myths to dispel about the Bricklink designer program. So that was great. But then during the Q&A Bricklink 101 session, he also said, if you want to come to the table and help us build the sets, you can certainly do that because we have to build them. Having people from the community help build them, helps sort of get through the day as well and get things set up faster. So I knew that Alex also said that we could do the interview once the build was done. So
Yeah.
that was also my motivation.
Good
to be like,
motivation.
need to get this done so we
Get
can
an
do the
interview out of it. Yeah.
as soon as possible. So sitting there, I sat there from like 3 p.m. No, I think I was there for 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours. So maybe it was like noon to 8, or it was a long time.
Long time.
It was a long time, 6 to 8 hours. So I'm sitting there. Alex is there for probably 4 or so of the hour. So we're just sitting there talking about Brickling, talking about sort of the content that I make, the videos, making videos, live stream, interviewing some of the designers, some of the people that I know from the program. So that was really cool to just talk to literally the guy who's in charge of the whole program, making sure it's running, helping pick the finalists, working with the designers to make sure the set is feasible for a retail crowdfunded set, all that great stuff. So even that in of itself was invaluable, great experience. And I totally, this was not even on my bingo card, my top wanted list for Brickling, for Brickworld, because I just literally had no idea this was even going to happen. So that is part of what makes it even better. So then fast forward after Brickworld, one of my friends it's actually the designer of the Goonies set, the fan designer. So he's working with Lego right now to get that thing going. And he said, what if you worked with Brickling to have a more community involved way to reveal the Brickling Designer Program sets? Because at that point they had simply posted on their website. There was no hoopla, fanfare, anything, community involvement, engagement, or anything like that. She's like, there's so many people that love these sets, so many people that are invested in knowing whether it's from an investment perspective or just enjoying the designs, the community designers who have put so much time, because they get 100 to 300 submissions every round. So there's a lot of time across the globe that goes into these designs, this experience. So my friend, the designer, says, I think it deserves a little more than what it's getting right now. So sure enough, I reached out to Alex and said, hey, I've got this idea. What if we do a live stream? And kind of pitched a 10-minute, honestly, it was a text to him. Right off the bat, he's like, this sounds really, really great. Let's set up a time to connect sometime and we'll dig into this further. So sure enough, that call comes. He goes, tell me what you're thinking. Like what are you envisioning for this experience? And so I kind of lay it out for him, more or less how it happened is what I laid out to him, with some variations. I initially wanted to host it on my channel, selfishly host it on my channel, of course, to get that exposure, to get that community, to get those future views and all that jazz, like anyone would really want. So that was kind of my first pitch. And then to have it run through OBS, kind of a stream that would look like this or one of my other streams, to do that. Maybe get some designers on the stream, whether it's from past series or the current series. So to doing it kind of like that. And then, so he was all about it. He's like, this is awesome. I'll run it up the flagpole basically and make sure that Lego Media marketing is giving it the thumbs up. Mm-hmm. So we're getting the reveal of series, I think it would have been series 6 at that point, was going to drop on August 19th. I think it was a Monday. So it's going to drop on August 19th. The week before, on a Tuesday, I get a random call from Alex. He said he tried to make it a quick call. He's like, hey, John, do you have a second to talk now? I'm like, yep. What's up? What's going on? He's like, so we were kind of in the final stages of getting the stream set up to get ready to go next week. And I just kind of ran the final check up to Lego marketing to kind of get their final sign off. And they asked me who you're going to be streaming with, who's going to be like hosting the stream, who's this creator. And then he just said, oh, Lego CPA. And the guy was like, excuse me, who? Lego CPA. He's like, yeah, we can't do that. So all of that work and expectation and hope kind of just got dashed immediately because he said, yeah, we can't make it work this time. And I even tried to salvage it and basically say, but I had this, okay, I hear you. I had this plan. rebranding kind of, I knew it was
because you had
inevitably,
Lego in your name, right?
Yeah. So because I had Lego in my name, and I kind of posited to him, like, I've had this rebranding in my mind.
Yep.
The whole time. I can make the pivot. Can we still work for Monday? He said no, it's too soon. And too soon slash running it back up to the superiors. He said it makes it tougher from that perspective, just because they just said no. Now you're trying to turn around a request to them and yada yada. So that was a very, very tough week as far as the channel goes, because I had this huge thing in my mind of what it was going to be. But fortunately, I was able to make the pivot, rebrand the channel. So that was the main reason for that push. It was going to happen eventually. It was just my hand was forced, but it worked out in the end, of course, because, of course, mid-November, all this planning went into the next series. It didn't ruin those chances for that, but being able to have that collaboration with the Brickling Designer Program on their channel, of course, being able to stream with Shy. I don't know if Shy, if you're still in chat, but it was an amazing experience, and it was kind of one of those things of like the planning that went into it felt so long, the anticipation was so long. I had to remind myself to like take a step back and realize what I was able to accomplish with the Brickling team, and that this is a collaboration with Brickling, but it's also at a high level, it's a collaboration with Lego. Right. That a year and a half ago, when I first started the channel, I never would have dreamed or imagined that something like that would have ever happened. So it was amazing to have that experience. Of course, with Cooper shouting out that the BDP panel was going to be happening. Who knows if it would have still happened? You never know. But that was as quick as I could have. That was my recap of the Brickling Designer Program stream experience, and should be happening again in March. Great. Fingers crossed. There's really no reason why Alex thinks there's no reason why it shouldn't happen. So, that's the plan.
Become a staple.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's great.
I hope so. So, hopefully, gonna get a new co-host. Not
hopefully.
Dang. That's really hard.
Shy, he didn't like you. He wants a new co-host. He said, hopefully. My goodness.
I would have Shy every time if I could.
Absolutely roasted.
But no, I think it'd be cool to have a new co-host every time, just to kind of get new faces on the stream. And Shy, I know Shy, we talked about that already.
Dang, you're not going to live that one down. It's over.
Oh, man. I need a voice break. So.
A voice break. Okay. What am I talking about?
Where Brickworld Chicago.
Brickworld? All right. Let's see. Brickworld. It was good. It was as I expected. It was gonna be a good time, and it happened to be a good time. I liked it. I got to hang out with friends. I got to meet a couple people for the first time that I had not gotten to meet before, which was great. And I think that I feel like the first time I went to private days, it was kind of like meeting everybody, getting to know people a little bit. But then this past year was more just like hanging out with friends and stuff. Yeah. Getting to meet a couple people that watch the channel was really nice. So overall, just an enjoyable time. I think I got a little bit more sleep this year than I did the prior year. So that was a good thing. But yeah, I don't have much to say about Brickworld, to be honest. I mean, it was just fun to hang out with people.
Yeah. It's more of like it's sort of like a had to be there kind of situation.
Yeah.
Like just being there, being in the experience, being in the moments, seeing those, if Harry's still there, it sounds like he's not. But when we approached Beyond the Brick about their C-section moment.
Who's we?
Harry and me.
Oh, you and Harry? Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun moment. I can't even really, and then Shy showed up too.
Iconic video.
I wish I got
a meme
a video.
of all time. One of them. One of the memes of time.
Shy, you remember that moment? He kind of walked up and was like trying to suss if it was okay, like kind of calling out like how weird it was.
Yeah, that was weird. Very uncomfortable.
Oh, man. No, that was for me. That was a top 2-3 moment of Brickworld Chicago.
The C-section interaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it was that because Harry and I were there, and then Shy walked up, and then Michael walked up, and then it just turned into like this thing of
once Michael walks up, you know it's over.
But then we we tried to talk about, the voiceover Beyond the Brick
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
that whole thing. We tried to like ask him if he had seen those videos without saying them, because it just feels very inappropriate to say out loud.
It's because it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he hadn't seen them, but we were trying to like figure out if he had. So that was also just as fun, equally as fun. Anything notable about Brickfair Virginia?
Brickfair. So Brickfair.
First time?
I totally forgot to mention this in my collab section, but I did a huge castle build with Alex and Will from Empire Lug, and that was a lot of fun. It was a huge build. It was a very short timeline to do a lot of work, and then I had to pack the thing up and take it to Virginia. I am never taking a mock that big to a convention that far away ever again. Not happening. It was a lot of work. But I'm glad that I did it, and I'm glad that we were able to actually finish our build and accomplish the goal that we set out. I shout out Alex because he came over a ton and helped me build, which was very kind of him. I would not have finished without him. And then even like I had family helping me out with it too, so that was great. But overall, I feel like Brickfair, it's a different vibe from Chicago. I might go this year. I don't know. I'm honestly like 50-50 on it. Part of it depends on other events surrounding that, because I want to go to some things like Vid Summit this year, which is going to be not too far away from there, and might have some other things going on.
Yeah,
so
TBD,
we'll see.
Yep.
But I think the best thing for me about Brickfair, aside from hanging out with friends, of course, was the yard sales. The yard sales were great. I was able to get a lot of stuff for good prices. I was not planning on buying a whole lot of things, but then I had this video idea that I'd been sitting on, and I needed to buy like 30 sets for it. And so I was like, all right, I got my list, and people are selling things for a good price. So I ended up getting, like a trunk load worth of stuff to bring back for that next video. And so Claire says chicken wings was top tier at Brickfair Virginia. Yeah. Top tier. Nice. Good eating. Yeah, that was great. We had some Korean fried chicken. It was good stuff.
Nice. Nice.
But yeah, I think overall it was relatively enjoyable. The hotel sucks. I don't like the hotel compared to Chicago. Also, it's muggy, like just hot and gross, and you have to walk across this Walmart parking lot to get to the convention center. So instead of staying inside like you get to do at Brickworld, where you're in the air conditioning the whole time, you have to go outside. You sweat a little bit. You get into the convention. You come back to the hotel. You go outside. You sweat a little bit.
Nice.
So it's like,
Not
you got to shower frequently. Always shower frequently. But at Brickfair, shower more frequently.
Oof. That doesn't sound fun.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do to stay fresh, but some people don't adhere to that, and it's stanky.
I heard the stank is a little stronger.
It's a little stronger at Brickfair, but there were some stanky people at Brickworld this year. Holy crap. There was one day that I walked in and I was hit with a wave, and I said, whoa. I said to people walking with me, I was like, do you guys smell that? They're like, nah, I don't think so. And I'm like, man, it's strong. So please shower. Please, guys. Please.
Man.
But yeah, that I don't have much else to say about Brickfair. If I go again, I'm not driving. I'm not bringing a big build. I'm just going to go to hang out with people and hit up the yard sale.
Nice. Thanks, Richie, for sticking around as an intern for 6 months.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know it was that long. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know about Brickfair this year. It's like you said, the drive it's long.
Yep.
But I don't know. That Bionicle pull is tough to ignore.
Yeah, there's some good Bionicle deals there. I bought a few sealed ones, so it's
nice.
Good deals. Good deals to be had for sure. Much better than Chicago. Chicago, please get your freaking yard sale together, please. Please, guys.
Do you think 2025, we'll talk about that later. Brickworld Grand Rapids, of course, this year was a little smaller, not as big. Even the content was about the same, but the crowds.
Yeah, there was less.
Just all around less.
There was just less.
But
people, builds.
Less people, more Will.
Yeah, Will was there.
Will was there.
That was fun.
He made up for all the people
I don't know that
with
Will
his
can
own
make up for
energy.
all the people.
Not
because
monetarily.
like we're talking a few thousand people. That's a lot of people. I hope that Brickworld can bring a stronger marketing budget for Grand Rapids next year.
Please.
I'll just say that. I think that had something to do with it.
We said that exact same thing last year.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we did not see it.
No.
So
No. Definitely a bit of a bummer.
It could change the trajectory of Brickworld Grand Rapids as we know it. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
never know.
I mean, hopefully it happens again this year. I think that we just need some marketing.
I agree. Mark, I know you're watching this very minute. I know you're
I'm
watching.
sure Mark's watching.
I know it.
Hey, I appreciated the convention, but we just need more people to hear about it. That's really what it is.
And I think more people would come if they heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're finally in the home stretch, sort of the stream, of the episode.
2025 now?
The goals recap. We're not going to recap goals. We talked about goals for 2024. We'll hit the community at the end. 2025 goals.
Yeah.
Let's hit those 2025 goals, and then we'll go into... No, let's do our expectations for 2025, and then end the video with our 2025 goals.
We're not doing... What's different between expectations and goals?
So, like, your goals are just literally bullet points. Expectations are, like, number of videos.
Why not both?
Let's do it.
I've got that listed there.
Go for it.
All right. Okay, I can talk on this to start because I've got it listed out here. So, shout out Shreddy. That's good goals for 2025.
100%. Great goal.
Watch more CPA and more Firebird. Okay, so I need you to go back to the doc because I got my goals written down.
There we go.
For me, 2025 is going to look a little bit different to 2024. I am moving house this year, and so that's going to be a big undertaking. You can see the things behind me. There's stuff here. There's stuff everywhere. There's basement.
Multiply what you see behind us times like 100.
Not quite, but it's a lot. It's a lot, and I've acquired a lot of Lego in this house, and so moving to a new place is gonna suck because, like you can hire movers for certain things, but you got to be the one to move your Lego collection.
100%.
If you want to keep things together, keep them in decent shape, make sure we're not spilling bricks all over the place. So with that in mind, this is going to be happening hopefully sometime around late spring. I know that it's going to affect the output of my content. I will not be able to make videos if I'm moving my entire studio. So I'm going to hopefully be able to work ahead some, but I've honestly struggled with working ahead because of my projects always increasing in size. So that's something I want to try and figure out this year. But really, one big goal for this year, which depending on who you talk to, this might not sound like a lot, but for me, it's just to get one solid main channel video out every month. That's a big goal for me for 2025. And I know it's going to be hard with the travel that I've got coming up. I'm going to Japan at the end of next week. I'm going to be there for 16 days and then come back. And so already, we're pushing for getting something out in January. I'll be able to get something out this coming week. I've got something that's almost done, but February, I'm going to have to get right back into it. I've got another 3D print sponsor for the February video. So just a lot to try and get done to get those monthly videos out. So if I can stick with that, I'll be really happy. Can I see the list again? I've also got 4 videos to 1 million views uploaded in 2025. Yep. I think if my goal is to upload 12 videos on the main channel, hopefully more than that, but if we're sticking with 12, a third of those getting over 1 million views would be awesome. I've got some great ideas in the chamber, I think, for this coming year. So hopefully I can hit that. And also as far as a subscriber goal, I feel like getting to 200K would be a really solid goal for the end of the year. Knowing that my output isn't going to be able to be quite as frequent as this past year, but hopefully if I can set a stretch goal of 250, if I can really make stuff that's going to be great, it's going to be enjoyed by a lot of people, and things continue to grow, 250 I could see as a possibility. So that sounds crazy to me right now. Sitting here right now, that sounds crazy to me. Hopefully next year I'll look back on this and be like, I did it. But you never know.
Life happens, stuff happens.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's going to be a very busy year. Sand says just don't go on vacation. You know, I'm going on all these vacations. I came to visit you in December. We're going to Japan together. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I blame you for part of this, but it's also my fault, obviously. I'm excited for it. Japan's going to be great. I've been wanting to go since I was a kid, so I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, I'd say those are the three main things. So like 200K subs, a main channel video per month, and 4 videos to 1 million views in 2025. I didn't set any second channel goals because I was going to ask about that. Still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with that. And then TikTok, I mean, I can't set goals there because it might not be here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or the content might stop working, but I'll have fun with it. So
yeah, because for now the TikTok is truly like side
hobby.
Like it's not even technically is within the business, but it's not.
I mean, it makes money, so it's within the business, but it's like it's a side thing for sure. Yeah. It's not a main focus by any means.
Yeah. So it's interesting that your one of your goals is 1 main channel video per month. Last year you uploaded 14 main channel videos.
Yeah.
This year that would be 12. Mm-hmm. So a little less than last year, but if they all are hitting like your last 3 videos.
If they hit like the last 3,
exponential growth.
I mean, we'll see. Like this next one that I'm putting out this coming week, it's the type of thing that I could see it just doing okay, or it could do really well. It's really hard to know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's got a decent shot, but who knows? Every video you put out is a bit of a gamble. Yeah. Sometimes they'll do great. Sometimes they'll just do okay. Mm-hmm. And also your perception changes over time as to what is great and what is just okay. So you got to keep that in check as well.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with my goals. I think it's your turn.
Yeah, it is my turn. I'm a little reticent to etch any of these too much in stone.
You're putting these out here. As soon as you say it, it's over.
I shouldn't be as reticent because last year I was like 5K. I don't know if I can make it, guys. But so this year my subscriber goals is going to be 50K. So it's basically doubling. From the point of this recording, it will be doubling to the point of next recording. So technically we have 4 to 6 days in 2026.
Hey, I mean, if we record this earlier next time, though, you could be in a hard place. So.
But then the next time, I would have even more time.
Maybe.
Anyways, so 50K subs for a subscriber goal. A stretch goal, 75K. I felt like 100 was too far of a stretch goal because we were talking about this before. With the nature of my job, my calendar year for the channel is essentially 8 months.
Yeah.
Because from January through April, if I were to try to continue to put out shorts like I have, I would probably, I don't even want to think about how bad that would be. Sleep deprivation. That would probably...
You're already sleep deprived just doing your job. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. So
come back to this in April.
Yeah, still streams and stuff because that streams on Saturday help kind of decompress and all that stuff. But going into shorts, trying to get those out in the evenings, it's not gonna work. With rare exceptions, I hope to get at least once a month, get a good short out there.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely reasonable if I pace myself and plan appropriately timing wise. So as far as shorts go, that's where most of the goals are going to be, just because of the channel switch. I want to have 4 1 million view shorts, so 4 shorts that hit 1 million views during the calendar year, and then one short, which will be imperative to hit that 50K subs, 5 million view short.
Dang.
So that's going to be tough, partially because
they better release a new Deadpool movie.
I haven't hit 5 million views on any short, so I'm going to have to...
You have to come up with something
really good. Cook or hope that the culture produces something amazing in the entertainment. So those are the shorts goals. Along with the Bricklink Designer Program, I added those into there to have 3 BDP Reveal Stream collaborations. So there should be 3 that occur in 2025. So I'm hoping to be a part of all of those, which would be awesome. The last goal, which I was coerced into this one, but like we said, to get my most viewed video as a Lego related video, and not an Owl City video. I initially put in 22K views plus, but Caleb over here backspace and put in 30K. So apparently my goal is to have a 30K view video.
Yako says facts. You got to do it.
Which is tough because I don't even really have an idea yet. So, hey, the Deadpool was my dumb luck of 2024. So fingers crossed for some dumb luck in 2025.
How about fingers crossed for some solid strategy? We don't need dumb luck. We need a good concept. You can do it. You came up with the Deadpool idea. You got it.
Well, you see, there was another creator who put together just a supercut of their previously successful shorts. So I'm thinking I could just do that same thing.
You could if you wanted to.
Just letterbox the side.
If you want to.
And then I just got to make sure I can get to like 6 minutes or so.
That is up to you.
Or no, but here's a real-time strategy. Take all of the minifigures I made and make it into a long-form style video.
Why not?
That is the right way to do it. And I will...
Minecraft series, and then put all of those into one video. The Minecraft movie is coming out.
The Minecraft movie is coming out. So hopefully
Minecraft.
there's enough favorable or enough stir around, which there should be.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, it's a Minecraft video. There should be stir around it. But...
Yako's making me laugh with his comments here. Sorry. Let's go, dragging Deadpool into 2025.
Austin Bricks with the first super chat of the stream.
Welcome.
$1.99. No worries, man. You'll catch the replay, and it'll be an awesome one. It's a fun one. So glad to have you in the chat, which you did have community goals. I don't know if you remember that last year. But as far as community goals go, last year we had some of you in the chat make some goals. We're going to hold you accountable to those. Shy had the first one. He said he wanted to hit 25K subscribers in 2024. He hit 36 or 37K.
37, I think, yeah.
Which is super exciting. Congratulations, Shy, on meeting your goal.
And exceeding it.
Exceeding it.
Well done.
Far and above exceeding your goal for 2024. So if you're still in there, Shy, you want to shout out another goal, go for it. As we're sort of winding down, if anyone has any questions from anything throughout the stream, any of the topics we covered, content strategy, content style,
yeah, Q&A,
rebrands,
throw any questions you got in there.
Anything out there, and we'll hang out for a bit.
Of course, we've waited, what is this, 2 hours and 15 minutes to get into any Q&A, so we'll see if you guys have questions or not. But
hey, we're actually right on par with
that's a good
last
estimate.
year's.
It's a good estimate.
Last year was 218, and we're pretty much right on that.
Brickmaster Harry says merch ? You know, I planned actually last year. I ordered a whole bunch of merch samples in January, and I just never dropped them. They're still there. They're still ready. Honestly, the thing that was difficult with that was, for me, I ordered all of these print-on-demand things, and the quality... I think I ordered like 4 or 5 different shirts. I ordered like 3 different hoodies. The quality sucked for so much of it. And so I was like, I can't put out stuff that is trash. I don't want just some garbage, like screen printed, whatever, that's going to fade and you'll stop wearing it in 6 months or whatever. So hopefully I can get to a point where I can launch that eventually. I had my focus on other things. So maybe at some point. Even if it's just something simple like a hat or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have some ideas for, maybe some collab stuff actually with merch.
Nice.
But we'll hold on to that until it happens. But what else we got?
Also says, did you guys plan to match hoodies? No, we did not. But I had an inkling that Firebird Bricks was going to wear his getup because he wore the same thing last year.
I have like probably 5 black hoodies, maybe more. This is standard attire is the black hoodie. I enjoy it.
It's your brand. CPA bowling jersey. So I am planning for
that'd be cool
for Brickworld Chicago this year to have a new style jersey, maybe make it a little better. So that is the plan. Unfortunately, they won't be. I'm not gonna sell them. So there you go. Favorite Lego set? Just quick.
This is a good one. Of all time, or that's tough. Of all time, I'm gonna answer it twice. I'm gonna say of all time and of this past year. How about that?
Wow.
So, favorite Lego set for this past year? This one right here.
Was that Kohl's?
Kohl's Titan Mech. This thing is dope. It can pose in all kinds of different ways. I just think it's really well designed, and I really enjoyed building it. I had a great time. It was nice to see all the techniques that they used and how they put it together. So that's probably favorite set of this past year. Favorite of all time is tough. The UCS AT-AT is really solid. Great build, great design, minifig scale, looks
it's behind me.
Fantastic. It's been sitting on my shelf there for over a year now, and I don't plan on stopping displaying it. When I move, I'm going to find another spot for it. So I really love that one. It's a good one.
Shy, if you just came back, we're going over Q&A and goals. If any community goals for 2025, you can shout those out. RoboNut says, what editing software do you guys use? Editing for me is like its own hobby, so had to ask.
You want to go?
Yeah.
You can go first.
So I use Final Cut Pro 10. It might be 11 at this point for Mac. I have used it for a while now, since high school, honestly. So it's just what I'm used to, the workflow, I'm used to it. And then it's like a $300 software. So just to already have that at my disposal, I've just kind of kept with that.
Yeah. I use Premiere. I'm full Adobe. I've been using Adobe for 15 years. It's just ridiculous. I'm freaking old, man. 29. But yeah, Premiere. It's great. I hate paying monthly for it. Adobe and their subscriptions suck, but it's a good program and it's got great plugins. In my videos, if you watch them, you'll see I do like different transition effects or like maybe some like 2D special effects and stuff like that. That's all from plugins. I don't keyframe all that. I don't make all of that stuff. So Premiere is great. But if you're just getting into it, DaVinci Resolve is becoming a lot more popular. So I would highly recommend checking that out. Final Cut. These are good softwares that you can pay for one time and not have to keep paying for them over and over on a monthly basis. Well, for me, like Adobe is great because I have an Illustrator, I have InDesign, I have like all of these other Photoshop, all the other programs that I also use. So it's worth it for me. But if you're just talking video editing, DaVinci or
DaVinci has a free version, which has all of the basics you would need. I haven't personally used it, but I know a lot of people that do use it. So there you go.
Yeah.
DaVinci Resolve.
I mean, yeah. So you're saying it's more industry standard. Technically, yes, but DaVinci, again, is becoming a lot more popular.
Do they have a lot of free plugins available? Because that's the issue with Final Cut Pro. Everything you have to buy.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
I'm not 100% sure. I just know that I have friends who work in the film industry who are like editors, and a lot of them are moving to DaVinci. So that's kind of where I'm taking my information from there, I guess I would say. Stud Lake.
I can answer this one first.
Yeah, you go first.
Unless they have a Deadpool mech set, probably. I'm not going to say 0%.
Dang, maybe that's like crazy.
0.1%.
A really unexpected answer from you. For me, like, as of now, 100% of my main channel videos will be mech videos next year. That can change. I'm not going to hold myself to it. But as long as the videos are doing well and I'm still enjoying mechs, I'm going to keep making mech videos. Yep. Second channel, completely different story. Pokemon TikTok, different story. But yeah, I think that the majority, if not all of them, will be. And we'll see, though. Like, I might get the itch to try something different. Who knows?
Hey, yeah, it depends what... It's hard to not do what hits and what works. Like, what you know works, what you can pump out.
Stud Lake also says, mech videos are fantastic, but the mid-large scale mock videos are awesome, too. Mech videos... You have to think about mechs as a broader concept. Okay? Mechs... If it's a mech video, it doesn't mean that it can't have a big mock involved.
Yeah.
I may have some ideas for that. And hopefully at least one of those will be getting made this next year. So we could see some crossover there. It could be a large-scale mech mock. I've got some ideas.
Nice. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Do you want to even touch that one?
Oh, we can touch this.
We could do a whole stream about this.
So Harry says, one way you tell land to improve. First of all, they got to kick you out of the program.
That's that was my first suggestion. I would probably improve out of
there. You don't get any views for them to begin with. I think that's the first issue. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, yeah, if someone gets no views, they should go.
Harry gets a lot of views for
yes,
land.
He does.
One way to improve land: stop rejecting me. Stop rejecting me.
Is that a goal for you want to make that a goal for
No,
2025? I feel like
I'm done applying for now.
Okay, I was gonna say because land, it's just I feel like they're just gonna hold you back.
I mean, it's very possible. I think it could. Yeah, I don't know that it necessarily. I don't need land.
Yeah, you do.
Like
you really
with
don't.
my stuff that I'm doing, it would be cool.
It'd be cool for your second channel, if anything. Like,
yeah.
What if you applied with land for your second channel?
I don't know.
Do you think that would have a bigger chance? Well, with some
I have
of those
no idea
videos on there,
I have no idea. Probably not. It's fine.
Yeah,
that's what I got to say. You have to answer this one too.
Oh,
kicking Harry out. I mean, that could be your answer if you want.
No, I don't. With learning what I've learned about Lego in the last month, shout out to Shy, you know what I'm talking about. There, you can make all the suggestions in the world, and it's just a waste of breath, honestly. Just because Lego knows what they're. Lego knows what they are doing. I'm not going to say Lego knows the best way to do things.
They know what they want. Right? Maybe?
Yeah.
I think.
They know what they want. I don't know that they can admit if their way is wrong or right. But they are going to do what they're going to do. And
True.
So for them to improve land, I feel like it needs a total wipe.
Starting by kicking out Harry. That's the first.
They've all got to go, but the Brickmaster has to go first. But no, I think just having specific creators for specific themes, and none of this like people with getting all these waves and stuff. Like people should have their communities that are revolved around certain themes,
like a niche.
And that's what they get. Claire's goal is to not get demonetized again.
Solid.
Which I learned today was a very difficult thing to do. Unless you just stop, unless you're like,
unless you just stop posting. And that is one way that it can happen. So,
and it happens.
Great, Claire. I love that goal for you. That's a solid one.
Yeah, because I was super worried that I wasn't going to be keeping my 4,000 watch hours, and I was going to be losing them by doing all these shorts.
The things you learn when you come hang out. Wow, amazing.
Oh, man. What's the last big set you guys built?
Ooh, the last big set that I built technically is not an actual set, but a mock that I purchased instructions for. This is like, I don't know, 4,000 something pieces. Took a couple days. It's a very heavy model, but it's awesome. And the designer is a legend. He's got a YouTube channel. Demon something, got a couple numbers after it. I don't know. It's in my video on my channel. If you want to find it, there's a link. That one. And then I built the Hulkbuster. Cannot recommend. The Hulkbuster sucks. It's a bad set. It is the worst UCS set that I've built. I've only built like a few of them, but I bought it for the video and I need it for another video. So it's just a prop at this point, but that thing was not fun. It's repetitive, and I couldn't help but think the entire time, wow, they really designed this whole set around the gimmick of sticking Iron Man in here. That's the whole point. It could have looked so much better. There's a redesign by Ransom Fern on Rebrickable that looks way nicer. So maybe I will rebuild it at some point, but realistically speaking, I'm probably just yeeting that thing. It's getting sold on Marketplace or something like that. I don't know, because it's not good.
Wow.
It's not good. But yeah, if you guys have more questions, keep throwing them in here because we can keep rolling. We don't have a dedicated stop time.
Nope. We'll roll till the questions end. So the last big Lego set I built, I'd probably have to say the Cardist Dragon Bionicle. That was like a 4 or 5 hour stream.
Okay.
Building that one. As far as system bricks, I don't even know.
BDP.
Yeah. That one was pushing 8 hours. So that was a pretty big set. Yeah. That was a fun one too. I will say the roof, the glass ceiling was not fun at all because it's repetitive to get all the panes, but then you have to put, what are they, the lightsaber blades?
Oh yeah, like bar
stick
pieces.
them in between. You have to push those in between and make sure they're lined up perfectly so they can connect.
Okay.
And like it's also the last thing you have to do. So you're already fatigued, and then your fingers have to get shredded.
Yeah, that's not fun.
So I would have rather done that I would have rather done it first. But you obviously can't do the ceiling first, because then it'd just be sitting off to the side. But there you go. That's what you told me. The community post is a key strat.
Yeah.
To stay active and monetized.
But you're also posting shorts, so you're not going to get demonetized. You'll be fine.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Don't have to worry about it.
Once I found out the 4,000 hours wasn't an active requirement, I always thought it was a rolling
4,000.
A rolling 4K, regardless of whatever you did.
Yeah.
So I was glad that was not the case.
Oh, I think, didn't Ostif have a goal from last year?
He did have a goal from last year. Ostif wanted to, and I'll just pull it up off to the side for us to look at. He wanted to buy a laptop and get into mock building while logging it like Coco and Firebird.
Ah, yes. Okay.
So we can let him chirp off in chat if depending on what his actual results were. But I think he had since shifted a bit.
Okay.
I know he's definitely been working on some things.
Well, he had that stream he did recently, right?
Yeah, the 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
That was insane. I can't imagine going for 24 hours.
It's long.
But Austin, if you have any other goals from 2024 that you achieved, I do know he is in the process of finishing up a book. He's writing his first ever book. It's more of like a novel, like a short novel type thing. So that's pretty exciting. Clever Pig. I made my goals. Channel member, by the way. Saw a total flippin' solar eclipse. Heavens to changed me. Hopefully you didn't look at it.
Yeah.
I
saw it or looked into the sun.
Big difference there. I mean, I know you're not blind because you're still making banger videos, but you'll have to let me know if you made any other goals for 2025 because I don't think we're getting another solar eclipse. We got to wait a couple years.
No, it's going to be a while for that one. I'm checking to see here if we've got any other questions. I know people were putting some in a little while ago here while we were talking. Let's see.
Yeah, Shy, if you've got any goals. Boyer Bricks or Bauer Bricks.
Boyer Bricks. Bauer Bricks.
If you've got any goals. Planet Tech. Ostif. Sands. Surely you have goals, Sands.
Yako, what are your goals for this year? I wanna see them in the chat here because then in a year we can
publicly
oust you on the stream and see if you hit them or not.
Yeah, I took enough vlogging this episode. I can't take all the vlogging next year.
You only missed one of your goals. It's not too bad. My goal is to pass CPA in subs. I mean, well, it's a goal. It is a goal.
It is a goal, but that's a moving benchmark there, man.
I like that. That's pretty good.
Like, yeah, I mean, that sounds more like a challenge than a goal.
Yeah.
Like he's challenging me.
Are we getting a million view video from Bauer Bricks in 2025? Is that going to be
posted in 2025?
Yeah, it's got to be posted in 2025. Not any of your stuff that's still rolling from last year. It's got to be a new one. I feel like that makes it more interesting. No, your zoo doesn't count. See, I knew you were going to say that.
He knew it. He knew what you were saying.
Hope so. All right. We'll hold you to it. Clever Pig says,
I know anything over 1K is an ego pump, but my stretch goal is 10K for the year.
Nice.
I hope so, man. From what I've seen about your channel, you're at least a 5K channel. Like he gets videos that a solid video can do anywhere from like 10 to 13, upwards of 20 to 30K on a really, really good
that's
video.
A good goal.
So,
I'm seeing Harry stop talking after we said he should get kicked out of LAN. So I think we might have hurt his feelings.
Harry, what are your goals for 2025? I feel like that's super important.
That's true. You are a full-time Lego YouTuber, so you got to have some goals.
You should. Yeah, for work, my full-time job, we have it's literally required to have goals.
Yep.
So I feel like, come on.
Kicked out of LAN and the stream. Wow. Yeah, I know it's a sad time around here.
I may have banned him. He physically can't watch this anymore. Come on, Harry. Oh, let's do actually. We need to check something real quick.
What do we got?
I need to go back to your channel. Do you think?
Oh, we're seeing if
if
my video hit 1 million. Probably not yet. It's probably still at 999. Yeah, it's still there.
Let's see how close it is. 258.
I didn't even realize that was that close to hitting until you told me today.
He's numb. He's numb.
I'm not numb. It's just like a video that I posted well over a year ago that I haven't thought about in a while.
Oh no, it was in 2024.
Which one? Oh, 8 Lego Space Mechs. Okay, yeah.
March 24.
Hey, we're at 999,369 views on that. So it's getting close.
It's so close. Yeah, it'll get that by tomorrow morning.
It's fine.
That's a shame.
Bar Brick says fell off. Yeah, I know. It's tough out here. It's real tough out here.
Is he? Can you see if he's? He still is in chat.
Dang.
What about? Should I call out Brickspiration?
Brickspiration, are you still here?
Yeah.
What are your goals? We got to know the 2025 goals. You're just figuring out who's here by hitting @ and then typing their name in there?
Yeah.
Ah.
I've been doing that for a while.
I didn't know you could do that.
Little hack there, yeah.
That's pretty good.
You all thought you were safe.
Lurking. You thought you could lurk.
Safe.
Apparently you can't lurk anymore.
Nope. Let's see. Who else do we think? Shy Time is there. Shreddy, what are your viewing goals for 2025? Shreddy's going
Shreddy already said watch more CPA and watch more Firebird.
There you go. That's all we needed. Planet Tech is still hanging out.
Listen, Claire, I don't stream, so I don't know these things. But I do like that. It's kind of funny.
Oh,
maybe it is. Maybe Starmox is right. Is it the people who chatted once? That could be it.
Welcome to
2020.
Sense.
Thank you.
That would make sense, but be very unfortunate.
Oh man. All right.
Let's see. We can wind it down.
I feel like we don't have any more like questions.
There's no questions.
If you want us to keep streaming, you got to ask us more questions. Otherwise, we're just gonna end.
We're gonna leave,
which is fine. We can end. Oh, hold on. We got Tech with something.
Generally, just aiming to be more productive with my time and more reliable with content and actually posting some videos.
Yes, I would like to see at least one public main channel upload from Planet Tech.
Yeah, because if you're going to make
2025, that's what I want. I just want one, at least one. I can't keep freeloading and watching members' content because people on your channel keep gifting me memberships.
We need a numerical goal here.
Wait,
one video.
Are you running ads?
Am I?
I don't know. Sand says that you keep playing ads.
I mean, if you're poor and don't have YouTube Premium, probably.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I am running it. I am.
Speaking of YouTube Premium, this was something that people were giving me crap for last year. I didn't have YouTube
Premium. Should we
Premium.
pull it up?
Sure, if you have it handy, I guess.
Do.
All right, you can play it. I forgot that this was even a clip from. This is literally last year.
Literally last year. YouTube Premium. It's literally there you go.
Ask for feedback. Ask for opinions, because it really does make it such a huge difference on stuff.
Yeah. And all of you watching, if you are a content creator or an aspiring content creator, you should be taking notes right now, because
ask for feedback, ask for.
Well,
I did get the timestamp. Anyways, yeah, so
I have YouTube Premium.
He does have YouTube Premium now.
I've had YouTube Premium.
He's reached his goal
for like the last year, and it's been great. I don't know why I didn't buy it sooner. I've learned that it quite literally was a waste of time for me not to have it, because I watch so much YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also kind of funny, like one of the best parts and best like side benefits of having Premium that I didn't even consider is I didn't really see political ads.
Ooh, nice.
And I know that those things were rolling on YouTube, because it's crazy. Like the RPM, which for those of you who aren't aware, maybe you don't make videos, RPM is revenue per melee, which is the how much you get paid per 1,000 views. Usually like Lego content is like $4, like average, generally speaking. During election season, we were seeing like $8, $9.
It's crazy.
Per 1,000 views. We're like almost double the revenue per view, which is nuts. So yeah, that's crazy. I wish we could have more elections, but also elections suck. So I don't wish we could have more elections. Just better RPM would be great. That'd be helpful.
So we had a goal from Cooper. His 2025 goal is to hit 1K on Get Cooped.
Oh, you can smash that. You can do more than
5K?
That. I think you can do more than that. Yeah, but that's a good goal.
Got to get the special nugs too.
That's great.
That'll be the key there. So what's a subathon? Like, is that
so
an
you
actual
do like
thing?
a live stream?
Oh, to get to a certain
subs. Sub goal, and you just keep streaming. We could set this up. You set it up. You set up a bed in the room so you can sleep, and then when people super chat, it plays loud music through your speakers so you wake up. That kind of thing. I think it'd be entertaining.
Oh my word. CPA, is there a new Deadpool movie coming out? Or are you just Oh man.
You guys are gonna have to read that one because he couldn't even get it out. Are you just in content limbo for the next 5 to 10 years?
No, because the CPA or the Deadpool shorts are carrying. Like, I can make them until they stop making views. On my last Deadpool short that I made, everyone was like, no, he didn't make this one. He needs to make that one. So there's as many variants that there are is the number of Deadpool shorts that I can make. So, but just practically.
What's Starmox saying there?
Didn't someone donate for so Richie donated $1.99 or something, but he didn't specify that it was for YouTube Premium.
I think Lego Men 360 threw me a donation at one point to get like a month of YouTube Premium. He was just like, just do it, just get it. And I was like, all right, fine. So that did spur me to get it set up. And then, yeah, I've just kept paying for it, obviously. But it's worth it for the time.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's a good goal. Also, fun fact, if you convince like 4 to 6 people to do the family plan for YouTube Premium, it's cheaper by the group. I think for a family for 6 accounts, it's like $160 or something. Okay. So divide that by 6 if you can get enough people on it paying into it.
Yeah.
Robonut says this might be a completely unrealistic goal for my channel size, but my goal is to make a long form video that gets 100K views.
Nice.
Even if I don't hit it this year, I'll keep working.
Yeah, that's a great goal. I remember my first 100K video. I think if you come up with a solid idea, you get some good packaging for that video, a good thumbnail and everything, you definitely could come up with a good mock idea. I mean, yeah, I think it's possible. You got it. You can do it.
Oh yeah, look at those. You're getting more views than you have subs, which like we said,
we're looking at your channel here.
That's a great metric. Great place to be at.
Yeah.
5K, 2K, 3K.
Solid goal. I think it's good to set like some of these higher goals. It's a whole year. You got a long time to figure it out.
Yeah. And like you've probably seen is when you get those ideas that are solid ideas, it doesn't take very long to get to 10K views. Yeah. It could take a week. Or it could be a slow burn. You never know.
Let's see. Okay. Bauer Bricks asking about can you have multiple accounts under one YouTube Premium plan? I've actually run into this issue. So I created a brand new email for my second channel, and
you can't.
I would have to buy Premium again. So if I watch content on my second channel, then I have to watch ads. But with my Firebird Collects account, I created it as an offshoot of Firebird Bricks, so they're under the same email. And so I can use YouTube Premium on that account, even just switching back and forth between the two of them. So that was just me making a noob move with that. Unfortunately, I tried to even look to see if I could merge the accounts together after the fact or something like that. It's just not possible, unfortunately.
And that account is already rolling.
Yeah.
So, which you could add. Did you already add your main email as a manager for that account? But that doesn't,
it doesn't give you Premium though.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, can't do it.
What a scam.
What a scam. Yeah, no, I agree.
They're scamming us out of money.
I wish that it would be tied. I don't know. I wish you could tie it together somehow. It'd be nice because Premium's not cheap, man. YouTube Premium
What's it, like $20 a month?
No, I think it's like 17 or 18 or something like that. 16, somewhere in the teens, high teens range. But it's something. I mean, to be fair though, like it's about the price of Netflix, and I watch way more YouTube than I watch Netflix because Netflix has got a lot of trash on it. Bauer Brick says if you're in the partner program, you should get it for free. You know, that's actually not a bad take.
See, so here was my mindset when I first heard of the concept of YouTube Premium views.
Yeah,
I thought that meant that the people who have YouTube Premium that watch your videos, they fund your potential YouTube Premium. So they would determine if you get YouTube Premium for a specific month.
Yeah, that's not right.
But that's not it at all. Not it at all.
Yeah. No, but I think you're onto something here actually. If
maybe another level or
if you
tier.
think about how much money we make for YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like this is my job. I get paid 55% of the ad revenue. YouTube keeps 45%. Could we scrape out a wee $18 a month just for me to have premium on YouTube's dime?
$200 a year, give or take.
Yeah. I would take that. I mean, I would take it because I don't have to pay for it. So that'd be great.
But you know what YouTube would say? Take some of your AdSense revenue and put it towards
YouTube Premium.
Yeah,
sure.
Unfortunately. Uh-oh.
Is your computer crashing?
This should fix it. There we go.
Oh wow, thank you, sample user.
Is that your goal? Bauer Brick's YouTube CEO in 2025.
Start by being a full-time YouTuber and then work your way up a little bit.
Any other questions, comments, criticism, concerns? We haven't taken any criticism well, I've taken a little bit of criticism, I'll say.
Who are you getting criticism from? Me?
You, Bauer Bricks, Brickmaster Harry, mainly just that.
He truly is gone. I think he got kicked. I think he got kicked out of LAN.
Sans not liking the ads that I'm running. I mean, come on. I gotta buy more Deadpool minifigs and stuff somehow. Let's see how many people we have hanging out right now. Okay,
20.
YouTube just died for me.
16. Do we have any more things on the topic list that we didn't hit?
The only main thing that we didn't hit was the format, the video topic selection format.
Okay,
which would be a good.
This
thing
would be good for Robonut. Yeah. Okay, Robonut, if you're still here, let me know in the chat if you are still here, and I'll monologue for a second here about this, I guess. So something that I have taken a lot more seriously this year is making sure I'm planning my videos in the right order. It's easy to make videos because you have an idea for the video itself, or you have a mock that you want to build or something like that, right? So the way I started making videos was I think it'd be fun to build a clone base. So let me make a video about building a clone base. How am I going to title it? I don't know. How am I going to make the thumbnail? I'm not sure. I'll figure that out after I make the clone base. So I'll go make the clone base, and then I'll make a video about it. And then I'll sit there and be like, oh crap, I need to make a thumbnail for this thing, and I need to come up with a good title. That's how I started with my first, my first clone base video was I built 3 clone bases in 3 days. And it just so happened that I built a clone base every evening after work for 3 days in a row. And I thought, you know what? The title makes sense. I can do that. And I got lucky. But I think the most important thing is to kind of reframe the way you think about that. And so for me, I've followed this format for the past year, I think on every video that I've uploaded. And I think this has made a huge difference for my content. And you can make changes and tweaks after the fact if you want to. But for me, like following this 4-step process, and you can throw this in the chat here since you already have it written up from our notes. But the format is idea, thumbnail, title, video. And I use the this is not a new concept, by the way. People talk about this on YouTube all the time. But I think the important thing is like following this in order. And I also think each thing is more important than the next in a lot of ways, as far as the potential reach and performance of your video. So when you're talking about your idea, you have to think about what is the potential, like what's the total addressable market for this video? And total addressable market means what is the largest audience that could be interested in watching this? So you have to think about who is that? And then you have to think, what are they interested in seeing that I can make? So you can kind of jot down ideas. Maybe you have ideas for builds and you can work backwards or something like that. So I'll just use like my Minecraft mechs video as an example. So I'm like, okay, I need a new mech video. For that one, I was working with a 3D printing company. So I thought to myself, okay, I have to make stuff for this video that I can also 3D print. What is available out there? I don't know how to do 3D design or anything like that. So what's available out there that people have already made? Well, Minecraft is really popular, and there's Lego Minecraft figures, and there's Lego Minecraft sets. So maybe this is a good idea. I can 3D print some Minecraft stuff. I can make an army of Steves and an army of creepers and set them up and they can go against each other. So this is the idea. And I'm trying to think like, okay, how far can this reach? Well, kids love mechs specifically. I mean, a lot of adults love mechs too, but for whatever reason, kids really like mechs. They're cool. They're fun. Lego puts out a ton of them every year, I'm sure for a reason. And so with mechs, I've got something. And then Minecraft, I think it is the biggest game in history. Huge fan base. Put these two things together, we have a large total addressable market. So then from there, I need to figure out, okay, what am I going to call this thing? For me, I've been able to figure out a format of I built X mechs. Like I built Minecraft mechs. I built Lego space mechs. I built whatever. But you kind of have to think about that for yourself. Like if it's a Lego mock that you're working on, you need to be able to communicate this in like a short thing that somebody can glance at. They can read it and get the idea immediately. They're not having to sit there and read your title and look at your thumbnail and be like, what's going on here? I'm confused. The moment somebody's confused, they're scrolling on, they're done, they keep going. So I think making sure that your thumbnail and your title are simple is really underrated. People try and put too many things in their thumbnails because they think about it. You sit there, you design stuff, and you're like, oh, I should put this minifigure in here because it's relevant. I should put this graphic in here because it means this thing. But realistically, you need to dumb it down. You need to simplify it because people can only take in so much information when you're looking at a screen. If you're on desktop, you're looking at a screen of like 25 thumbnails, or you're on your phone and you're just scrolling through, deciding what you want to watch. It's almost like this mindless thing. And so if somebody can't understand what your video is, they're just going to keep going past it. And so you've got your solid idea. You have a thumbnail that is simple, that clearly communicates what to expect when you watch the video. And then your title supports that. So, let's say it's like a challenge video. I built a Lego clone base in 7 days. That's a video that I did at one point. In the thumbnail is the clone base. There's me to show scale so you can see how large this thing is. So, when I click this video, I'm going to see something of impressive scale, and I'm going to see it done within one video and within a 7-day period. And so you can gather all of that information like within a second or less than a second just by reading and seeing this thumbnail. And then once you have that, you've got this solid packaging, then the video comes. And the video...
At that point, you haven't even started.
You haven't even started the video
anything.
yet. You haven't built anything. You like some of my mocks now, like if I've done larger scale mocks, like with my castle project that I did, I was like, when I was planning my section with Alex, I was like, I need to leave a gap here when we build this so that I can stand in the thumbnail. Now I've changed to a different thumbnail at this point that's performed slightly better with the newer audience that is starting to watch my stuff with mech videos. They like the minifigure based thumbnail better than the large sprawling mock. But I was like, I need to build this in such a way that I can stand in this position to show the scale of the thing. So I'm pre-planning this, even before we start building so that I know where I'm going to position myself and what it's going to look like. And so I think being really intentional with those types of decisions is important. So once you've figured that out, then you start working on your video. Make sure that your intros are, you know, concise, clear, and really short. And then you're getting into what you're doing. People can do these intros that last a minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes before you even get into the topic of the video. We were watching a video earlier and we're like, when does this thing start?
Yeah.
I mean, we're 5 minutes in and you're just yapping about nothing. And this video is very long, saying the same thing over and over.
3, 4 times.
Viewers are brutal. I'm brutal when I watch content. When I watch people's videos, if it's boring, I'm out. I don't want to sit and waste my time
To figure out if it's worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you have to show that value proposition immediately and then start delivering right away. And I think
that's what's tough.
It's underrated. And you know, everybody who makes good videos will say the same thing, but I think it's something that I've tried to get better at over this last year. But there's definitely periods of my videos where like I get bored, or like if I finish a video, I'll have my wife sit and watch it, and she'll sit there, and if I notice that she's starting to look away or get bored, I'm like, maybe I need to tighten that up a little bit or something. So yeah, I think that it's really important to consider, like, take yourself out of it and think as somebody who's watching your video, is it boring? Like, really be objective about it. You're working on it. You're putting your time and effort into making this thing, but you have to like remove yourself and say, is this boring? Is it unenjoyable? How can I change that? And you're never going to be perfect with it. But as you go along and make these videos, you'll start to learn more and more that, okay, this, like, look at your retention graph. This is where people are leaving. People didn't like this thing. Why does the graph go down here? What did I do? And don't take it personally. It's not that they hate you or anything like that. Think about when you're watching videos. If you leave a video, it's not because you hate the person who's making it or something like that. You might have just gotten a little bored.
Is it?
Sometimes it might be. But yeah, you just gotta really focus on trying to be entertaining, keep the attention. But yeah, the video part, again, it's super important, but like the packaging is really what sells your stuff on YouTube.
And a good example of the retention graph is when I was making my Brickcross train station review. My intro, I put a lot of time into the intro, the first minute or so. I was like, this is banger. This is going to keep people's attention. They're going to want to watch the rest of the review. About, I think, 25 seconds into the intro, I shifted to reused Instagram story footage. So the vertical with the letterbox, but it was blurred, extended background. And I saw a drop at that point. And I was like, no, why? And at that point, of course, it's already uploaded. It's too late, essentially. But lesson learned there that don't use reused vertical footage in a video that isn't expected to be that.
Right. No, it's something where, like, the more videos you make, you'll learn over time what causes people to leave, but like really get into your analytics and understand them. It's very important because that's direct feedback. That is the direct feedback you're getting from the audience. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, my intro on my video that I'm working on right now, I just showed CPA today. What is it? 7 seconds.
Yep.
I think it's short. It's showing you, here's what's happening in the video. Boom, into the video. We're into it already. I know that, like, on the first video that I ever posted on my channel, like, I started my video. It's a video that's packaged like a mock video. It's like, hey, I built my first mock in Lego, and I yap for like 2.5 minutes about how I got back into Lego and all this stuff. And at the time, I was like, oh, this is halfway decent. I look bored. I look like I don't want to be there.
I think we rewatched that one.
Yeah, we've rewatched it, and it's just like it's unenjoyable, and it's all just one talking headshot. There's no B-roll, no anything to be like, here, at least I'm showing you what I'm talking about. It's just yapping. And so that video did really poorly. And at the time I was like, oh, well, I guess YouTube is hard, which it is. But like looking back at it now, I can see, oh yeah, that, of course I know why nobody watched that. It's obvious. It's just yapping with me sitting in a chair talking to the screen with no B-roll, no nothing. So, you know, like as you go along and you make more of these videos, you'll start to look back at your stuff and it'll be obvious to you why something didn't do as well. Yep. And that's a good thing. It means you're getting better.
Yeah. Agreed.
And like I said last year, I hope I would look back at this time and say that I've gotten even better. I hope the same thing for next year. I can look back at this and I can look at the videos that I'm making now and say, I know why this one didn't do as well as that one, or I know how this could have been better or whatever. I think it's important to self-reflect.
Yeah.
So that's like a really long, I don't know, a long explanation of like why I think that the format makes sense, but idea, thumbnail, title, video is the way to do it.
And when you don't do it that way, it definitely shows, because I had that with my first half year Lego results for revenue. Didn't do well because I started out with the idea, but didn't think, are people actually going to watch this idea? Do people care about 6 months of Lego revenue?
Right.
And then on top of that, I didn't have a good title
or if people
thumbnail.
don't care about 6 months of Lego revenue, how do you make them care about it? How do you package it in a way that grabs somebody's attention? I think your packaging that you have now on that video is much better, but unfortunately it's past its prime and not getting impressions anymore. And if it's not getting impressions, then
doesn't matter
YouTube can't measure off of anything. If it's not being shown to anybody, they don't have any data to go off of to say, oh, this is getting more views now, let's push it out further. You have to earn those impressions over time, and it's not easy to do. It takes a while.
Alrighty, well, it looks like chat is winding down. A couple people dipping, which definitely understand. Bauer's out, Yako's out. So we will wind down if there are no further burning questions. But thank you, everyone, so much for joining. Hoping to do this next year again. Look back at 2025 and see how... Starmox, thank you so much for sticking around.
Yes.
Get to sleep.
Yeah, get some sleep, man.
But hey, if you're only doing this once a year, I guess that's not the end of the world.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, greatly appreciated. Real quick, Robonet says, it's exciting to think that someday I'll be able to look back and see all the mistakes I'm making now. Thank you so much for all the advice.
Anytime. Yeah.
Yep. Always lessons, so many lessons to learn with each and every video you make. So definitely keep that in mind as you're rolling forward. But once again, thank you so much for everyone for joining. Thank you, Firebird, for hosting me in the studio today. And hey, maybe next year we'll be at a little bit of a different location. Never know.
New house, we'll see. Maybe. Cooler setup, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see how things go.
TBD.
But see you all, everyone. I hope you all have a great 2025. It's going to be awesome. Brickworld, all the conventions, all the community engagement, our videos in the future, streams, shorts, all that stuff.
Thanks for being here, everybody.
Super fun.
Happy New Year.
Have a great rest of your evening.